The loudmouth cunt stomps in like she's heaven's lost gift. Cocky ass bitch with a soul full of shit. Cigarette breath and a busted face. Talking all tough, but she's out of place. Think you're hot shit, bitch, you just trash. All bark, no bite, sounding like a yapping mud, talking out your ass. Every word you spew's pure fucking shit. You're the reason hell runs out of time. Can't stand a bitch who thinks her shit don't stink. Walking on her tippy toes, pour another drink. Middle-aged mess with a manly tone. Filthy fucking train wreck horse, sitting all alone. Big mouth bitch, running your filthy ass lips, rotten to the core. Just a filthy fucking train wreck horse. Yeah. She's got drama dripping off her tongue, talking big shit since she was young. Fake ass smile, cheap perfume, whole damn vibe smells like doom. Think it's tough, bitch, you're just a joke. All talk, no action, just blowing smoke. Every move you make's a fucking show. You're the kind of trash karma loves to tow. Can't stand a bitch who thinks her shit don't stink. Walking on her tippy toes, pour another drink. Middle-aged mess with a manly tone. Filthy fucking train wreck horse, sitting all alone. Big mouth bitch, running your filthy ass lips, rotten to the core. Just a filthy fucking train wreck whore. You two-faced whore, you ain't shit but a stain. Spewing your poison, driving folks insane. Keep flapping them lips, you worthless bitch. Karma's loading up and she's itching to switch. You talk like a queen, but you crawl like a rat. Ain't nobody buying your fake ass act. Can't stand a bitch who thinks her shit don't stink. Walking on her tippy toes, pour another drink. Middle-aged mess with a manly tone. Filthy fucking train wreck horse, sitting all alone. Big mouth bitch, running your filthy ass lips, rotten to the core. Just a filthy fucking train wreck horse. Keep clapping them gums, you foul mouth witch. World sick of your drama, you toxic bitch. Your mama should have swallowed, saved us the fight from dealing with your stinking ass day and night. You're a low-life joke, a waste of breath, a walking disease that karma's gonna wreck. Go choke on your lies, you miserable bitch. Oh.
Well. What's crack-a-lacking out there in YouTube land? Been a while. You've been wondering where I've been, huh? Well, I've been laying low, minding my own business, living life. You know, just doing what I do. Not sweating the internet insanity. It seems to be all that's going on. There's not much new going on YouTube. But, you know, it is what it is. Been putting off, you know, I'd say, I think I'm going to go live today. And I said, nah, fuck it. No. And then I go, maybe I'll go live today. And I said, nah, screw it. Just mind my own business. Biscuits and groovy, what's crack-a-lacking, brother? So, but yeah, it's just been minding my own business for the most part and traipsing around the internet, watching a couple of goofballs here and there. And these goofballs, they don't disappoint. They really don't disappoint. If you guys remember one of my last live streams I did, it was the Paul Unslaved versus Brennan Joe Williams. There was a little butthurt going on with the old Mr. Paul Unslavia. He didn't like the fact that I did my video. He cried a little bit. But I suspected that might have happened. I didn't invite him. You know, Is it that he watched my video and was upset and said, "Oh, I wish he would have invited me. I'd have been more than happy to go on there"? Or he just watched it and was mad because I put his name in the title? Because he told me he didn't watch my video, but he was upset. Nonetheless, the fact is that I didn't say anything in that video that wasn't the truth, if any of you don't remember. And it's funny that Mr. Unslaved hasn't been regularly live, and then when he did his next live stream after that, he did mention it, because I ain't gonna deny it. Every now and again I'll go and check out his channel just to see, and be honest with y'all. I'm always honest with you. I never lie, and I never sugarcoat anything. Sometimes I might not reveal any information on certain situations or topics or whatnot, but I do, and I know you're watching there. Maybe not right this second, but you will be soon enough once you realize I'm live. And I'm talking to you, Matthew. I kind of like going around the internet, seeing you do what you do. It's kind of entertaining. It really is. As much as I hate to give you these props, you bring a little flair to these boring ass channels who don't really have much going on, because they're quite boring. I have to say, watching some of these YouTubers out here, they're very boring. And Matthew, I'm going to give you a little bit of credit. Not that you deserve it, but I will give you a little bit of credit that you do bring a little, I wouldn't say excitement, but a little bit of entertainment value to some of these channels. Hell, I'm welcoming you to come to this channel to bring some of the entertainment that you bring. Come and accuse me of being whatever and say the shit that you say, and just do what you do, bruh. Unfortunately, some of these channels have grown, I wouldn't say grown, you've grown kind of old and stagnant to them, and they don't bring you around to let you showcase your verbal insanity. But hey, I kind of jump around a little bit here and there so I can catch a little bit of the insanity. And I hate to say it, but I kind of look forward to to the Illumatomi's fucking bullshit too. and for not as much as Matthew, Mr. Officer Snaps or Illumatomi himself, but even King Steven brings a little entertainment value to these channels that I scroll through the live stream until I see their avatar or their profile pics, whatever, and I jump up there and go, what are they going to say today? And the old Talcott, the old Mr. Jack. See, I've been avoiding it and trying to steer clear of these channels, and even they keep popping up in my recommendation. I can't stop it for some reason, but I go, let me go watch the madness today and see what's happening. See if there's anything new under the sun. If anything new's coming about on YouTube, and maybe Jack Talcott start stopping some wars or whatnot. And nope, it's the same shit, different day fucking thing. I don't even want to share any of it, because it's just, I think Jack Talcott enjoys the drama and the insanity that occurs on his streams. And he's recently recruited Paul Unslaved to be his, quote unquote co-host, and give him the keys to his channel. and it's funny because it's just it's hilarious. I don't want to dwell on it or not whatnot, but I do find the same old redundant shit quite boring. It's same shit, different channel, or different day on the same channel. But oh boy, nothing changing, nothing new under the sun. There are some things that I'd like to talk about on this stream here to bring a little awareness to the masses. Not that many of you really. Is it going to change anything? Do you care? Do you pay attention? Do you get involved? I don't know. I just see what's happening all around, and I wonder to myself, what's it going to be like in 5 years? What's it going to be like in 10 years in this country? and it's not looking very good. It's not looking very free. I see freedom just being tossed out the window left and right. And it's not much you can do about it. Just watching it and complaining and bitching and moaning and groaning and whatnot, because the majority of the public are okay with it. I guess they've come pretty complacent in their belief that they're free in the United States of America. But hey, whatever. So what do you got going on here? Biscuits and Groovy says, did you see Rabbit got arrested? Well, no, I didn't see that Rabbit got arrested, but I don't know much about the guy other than he's allegedly the one who took out the YouTube female Lion 1, I guess. And I don't know if he did it or if he didn't do it, or I don't know much of it, but I know there's been a lot of push for him to be arrested by multiple people. He was apparently, according to Christopher Ryder, another YouTuber for public safety or whatever his name is, I don't know. Excuse me. Claiming that he's harassing and stalking him because DirectD put him up to going in front of his house and protesting or doing something. I haven't kept up with the lore as much as, some people would believe that I have, but I kind of don't. It's almost too much to keep up with. I guess if I had a lot of free time and I was trying to pay attention to all of this, I would be more up to speed, so to speak. But if he got arrested for the murder or the alleged murder of Lion 1, then maybe they got something on him, or did he get arrested for his harassing and stalking or whatever it is? I don't know. Maybe you can fill this in here, Biscuits and Groovy. You're probably over at the old Smurf Watch right now. But yeah, there's just a lot that's been going on behind the scenes. I have not been keeping up. Every now and again I'll jump on and I'll go through the video and kind of hope to see the avatar of the wackadoodles and go and listen to them. It's typically Jack Talcott. I would normally I'll go over, I wouldn't say go over, but if I don't rarely do I watch it live, but if I end up saying, oh, Jack Talcott, let's go see what was going on over there today, and I go and watch, and it's like, oh yeah, same old insanity. So it's, oh my God, I don't know. I shouldn't even be talking about it for real, because I really don't care. But let's do this. Let's give it a shot. I would love for you, Captain K-Man, Captain K-Man. I always say that about you. My bad, bro. Camdo K-Man, if you're watching, I don't know if you are, but if you are, I'd love for you to come up here, because I'd like to discuss some things that are going on in Florida that have will have a pretty good impact about some freedom or perception of freedom in Florida. And there's the link if you're willing to come up here, Caveman, or even you, Biscuits and Groovy, or somebody to come up and share the lore with the Rabbit and his arrest. Or Bow, go tell Bow to come on over here. He can do streaming and come over here while he's live streaming his show. But yeah, if somebody's being arrested for their misdeeds and they're not just saying they're going to beat somebody up online, I'm going to beat you up. I'm gonna come and choke you out. I'm so scared. So yeah, there's the link if anybody has a desire to come up. If not, then I'll just move on to my my other topic here, which is something that I think a lot of people should probably pay attention to for the most part. Let me see. Go to my history. There's this guy. He's got a channel. He's if I had the time and the patience and whatnot to put these videos together, I would do kind of like what this guy's, to a degree. I don't know if he'll strike me or not, but fair use. That's my claim. This gentleman here, I'm not sure what his name is. He says his name, but he shares a lot of good information that most people should probably pay attention to. There we go. Pop this up. Be patient with me. All right. So this gentleman has a channel called Business Reform. You can go on over there and watch it if you like. Go subscribe to him and check him out. I guess he does, some speaking engagements. He does things of that nature, but he's got good information. And this particular video is called Surveillance Bingo. And most people have heard about Flock, Flock cameras on the corners and their license plate readers and stuff. But there's more to those cameras, and there's other cameras out there, and there's other, electronic surveillance devices, like ShotSpotter and all the intrusive forms that they don't tell you about. I know most people in this country are okay with it because it's pretty prevalent. So I'm going to put this on. He talks a little slow, so I'm going to go a little fast on the playback speed. We'll go 130, 135 on this gentleman and play it this way. So check it out. This, like I said, this video is called Surveillance Bingo, how they track where you go and who you're with. And it's all part and parcel. I got family members that are involved in, fiber optics and, big time jobs that they do. And I said to them, hey, you're making money. Yeah, but you're actually participating in the building of the prison system, our own prison. You're participating in it. Just like a while back when I was driving a cement mixer, we were doing work at Amazon warehouses, the super warehouses, and I had a big problem with doing it because it's, eventually you're going to destroy the mom and pops and the ability to go to the store and, touch and feel and see something that you're going to buy because Amazon's going to be there. And I had a big, personal issue with participating in it. So I'll shut up and I'll just roll this.
So many different surveillance technologies are already tracking everywhere they go, everything they do, everything they buy, everything they watch, and everyone they spend time with in person or online. The data collected on all of us by these surveillance technologies.
This is the pattern of life data, that has been, it's not just something new. Over here in the bottom left, it's who you call and you text. That's been gathered for a long time. And when I talk about having an avatar of your likeness, it's basically you in a computer. We're all in the computer. Why do you think they're building these data centers all over the country, sucking up all the electricity and the water to cool them and stuff? Because they're just, shit's only just begun. So it's been going on, the gathering of your personal avatar or the building of your personal avatar since shit, the invention of electronics, you know, a debit card, a credit card, and anything electronic. It's been collected and it's connected to you, and it's used in their minority report type of system where everything is all connected. Who you call, who you text, blah,
Technologies
blah.
is often called patterns of life data. Patterns of life data is used for two primary purposes. Data brokers collect, aggregate, and analyze
We'll
primary.
go right back. Let's run these down real quick. Who you call and who you text. Of course, they're doing that. I'm sure that some of you out there have always heard or may have heard, you know, if you use certain words when you're on the phone, like, you know, bomb or president and terror, all in the same conversation, then your phone conversations are automatically recorded. Over here, far right, your values and your beliefs. Where do you think they're finding your values and your beliefs? Or here, your hobbies and your interests. Where do you think you're getting that shit? From right up here, where what you post online. Where do you think they're getting what you buy because you're on Amazon and eBay and online? What you watch and what you read. You know, it's gotten to the point now where you fart and the government knows whether it was a wet one or a dry one.
Purposes. Data brokers collect, aggregate, and analyze patterns of life data about you so you can be targeted with incredibly effective advertisements, including political ads, that are tailored for people with your specific socioeconomic status, family status, health status, hobbies, beliefs, and opinions.
What's up, Goblin?
But it doesn't end there. Under a bill currently moving through the Florida legislature, pattern of life data.
This is what I want, you know, everybody to pay attention to, but especially those in Florida, like Camped Up Caveman. This is something that do you even know about this, Camped Up Caveman? Are you even aware of this law that's being pushed through the Florida House to, you know, through the legislation to make it law?
That will be used for identifying enemies of the state. You may be wondering what it takes to be deemed an enemy of the state. According to Florida House Bill 945, an enemy of the state includes, quote, a person whose demonstrated actions, views, or opinions are a threat or are inimical to the interest of this state or the United States.
Yeah, so if you're online and you're running your mouth kind of like I do, or like Goblin does, or anybody else who shares, you know, the NWO, the New World Order minus Hulk Hogan, even your bitch ass fucking snafu. So, but you're a protected asset, so that's not neither here nor there. But like Camped Up Caveman, you know, he's out doing this stuff, or even legitimate First Amendment guys. This is the type of law that's being created to stop you. They already created a law in Florida called the HALO law, where if you record first responders, particularly law enforcement, if you record them within a 25-foot zone, they'll arrest you and try and prosecute you. Ask Camped Up Caveman. He's experienced this himself. So this is just the beginning. That's why I say what's going to happen in 5 years, what's going to happen in 10 years, because nobody's protesting this. Nobody's standing up. Nobody's contacting their representatives. Nobody's contacting the politicians to tell them, hey, we don't want this shit. They're doing this stuff behind the closed door sessions, and they're, you know, wait until you see who's lobbying for this.
But don't worry, if you aren't thinking anything wrong, you shouldn't have to worry about the government using AI to analyze and judge your patterns of life data. I will have a lot more to say about Florida House Bill 945 in another video coming out later this week. In this video, I will give you a quick overview of the known surveillance infrastructure collecting your pattern of life data. You can see this infrastructure all around you if you know what to look for, and we can even make a game out of it. As a child in the 1970s, I remember playing travel bingo in the backseat of the family car on long drive.
Yeah, we kind of used to play like a sort of a travel bingo thing too. You see, I don't know if you guys can hear my headphones blasting in the background, so I'm going to switch them out because I don't want to have any feedback or whatnot. So let me put my earbuds in. Give me a second. My bad, guys. You know, I'm such an amazing YouTuber. I should have been prepared for this stuff before, but here I am. And of course, my earbuds are all knotted up. So yeah, I used to play a game similar to this. Bingo, automotive bingo. So now we are in 1984 world. So
I use Travel Bingo as my inspiration to create a new game called Surveillance Bingo. In addition to putting links to all my sources in the description, I am also including a link to a free download of my Surveillance Bingo card, so you can print it out and play yourself or give copies to your friends and family to help make them aware of how prevalent mass surveillance has become. The first surveillance technology seems rather...
yeah, see, this is the stuff that I've been aware of for a long time. Oh, thank you, Lynn Adams. So awesome. You're pretty awesome too. All right. So, but smart meters, this is something that I've known about for a long time. You know, not only the radiation and all that comes from the smart meters, but the ability, you know, when they started changing your analog meters over to the smart ones, even your water, where they don't have to, you know, used to be a time where you would call the electric company telling that you're moving or you're moving into a place, and they'd have to give you an appointment and set it up, and some guy, you know, from the electric company would have to come and turn your power on and blah 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 blah. Now they can just do it. You call the office and boom, it's instantaneous. It's right on. And when these first come out, it was, oh my God, they're gonna know everything about us. And some people were, you know, oh, that's horse pucky. That's nonsense. That's bullshit. You're a paranoid. You're schizophrenics. You're crazy. But if you ain't doing nothing wrong, what does it matter? All right. So they've gotten to the point where they're fairly, well, not fairly. They're pretty much a part of the mass surveillance network. And you know, I'll shut up. I'll let him explain it. But you know, when this first came out, I knew that you could open your refrigerator and you could stand there and look in your fridge and go, what am I going to have? They're going to cook. And then you close it. And then as much electricity as it needs to cool your refrigerator back down, because you let the cold air out, the meter knows that it's consuming a little more energy. And it's probably because you left your refrigerator door open. Smart appliances, smart meters. There's nothing smart about them. The only thing that's smart is that they're smart for using it against us. So this is just one little piece of it all.
Harmless on the surface. Smart meters allow the power company to give you a detailed bill that shows not only how much electricity you used last month, but how much you used day by day and by time of day.
What's up, Tony?
Meters can also distinguish between the types of electrical loads, such as water heaters, washing machines, lights, etc. How could this possibly be an invasion of privacy? A sudden decrease in hot water usage might indicate that you are not home, and a sudden increase in hot water usage may indicate that you have a guest staying with you. By itself, a change in your hot water usage doesn't mean much. However, it is a puzzle piece that AI can link with other pieces of your pattern of life data.
Listen to this. This is something that most people don't, you know, comprehend. And like he's saying, it's puzzle pieces. And once you put all of the pieces of the puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle, together, then you'll see the picture that it creates. But if you just look at a little piece, you know, you got 1,000 pieces and you don't have them together and it's in a box, you're like, it's just puzzle pieces. It's harmless. But then once you put them pieces together, then you realize, oh shit.
We'll come back to this in a moment. By this point, most people are aware of flocked license plate readers, so I am going to skip over them. Flocked license plate readers, so I am back to this in a moment. By this
point, he was just saying that he's going to get back to the
usage.
Talk about the hot water usage, and yeah, he'll get back to it. It's very interesting.
Mean much. However, it is a puzzle piece that AI can link with other pieces of your pattern of life data. We will come back to this in a moment. By this point, most people are aware of flocked license plate readers, so I am going to skip over them for now. The only thing I will point out right now is that Flock not only records your license plate number, but also your bumper stickers. So whether your bumper sticker is pro-life, pro-choice, pro-Israel, pro-Palestinian, etc., your views...
Or anti-government, or anti-Israel, or anti-abortion, you know, whether it's positive or negative, these Flock cameras are recording your bumper and your stickers and your vinyl graphics. And there's a lot of people out here that want to mess with, you know, the AI algorithms and say use magnetic bumper stickers. Shit, most of the cars nowadays aren't made of steel, so it's going to be hard to use magnetic, you know, unless you put it on the trunk or wherever. But bumpers themselves are pretty much plastic nowadays. But you could always glue a piece of metal to your bumper, a thin piece of steel or whatnot. But people are saying change your bumper stickers out. You know, that's a good idea. Like if you have a bunch of neighbors that are aware of the AI overreach and, you know, the surveillance, you can all just switch bumper stickers, or just have a bunch of bumper stickers. And if you go to a parking lot, just switch bumper stickers. Everybody just switch them, because these cameras are recording more than just your license plate. It's recording everything, and it's AI, man.
Can be tied to your license plate and by extension tied directly to you. But let's talk briefly about one of Flock's competitors called Leonardo. You rarely see Leonardo license plate readers for two reasons. First,
well, first off, you don't hear about Leonardo. You don't know about Leonardo, but they're kind of sneaky with this shit.
They're physically smaller than Flock cameras. Second, many of their license plate reader cameras are designed.
See this right here? They put them in the barrels. They put them in these boxes here. I'm sure you've seen these boxes on your utility poles in your neighborhood. You got them over here. You got them under these cargo carriers. They're everywhere. They're on they're at your Home Depot, your Lowe's, your Walmarts with the flashing blue light. Those aren't security cameras. Those are Flock cameras.
To be hidden in pole boxes, traffic barrels, truck toolboxes, and cargo carriers. But from a surveillance standpoint, what is better than knowing everywhere you drive your car? How about knowing who is in your car every time it passes a license plate reader?
This gets
Leonardo
interesting.
uses an antenna array to capture the electromagnetic signature of all electronic devices in a vehicle and automatically associates them with the vehicle license plate. And by electronic devices, we are talking about everything from your cell phone, smartwatch, laptop, wireless headphones, medical devices such as a pacemaker or continuous glucose monitor, and even your pet if you have it chipped. What can AI do with the pattern of life data collected by SignalTrace? Imagine your coworker has car trouble and they ask you to give them a ride to work. SignalTrace would pick up their cell phone, smartwatch, laptop, and headphones in your car and know who those items belong to because they...
Let me stop this for a second. If you've not seen the video, there was a police dash cam video shared a while back of a guy that was in a vehicle, and the cops knew that he was in the passenger seat. He wasn't the owner of the vehicle. He wasn't the one registered to the vehicle. He was a passenger in this vehicle, and the police pulled over the truck because they knew that the passenger was a wanted felon, and they pulled the guy over to get to the passenger. The driver had no clue that the guy that was in his truck was a wanted fugitive, a felon, but the cops knew. So the cops did what they do. The dude in the passenger seat, who was the wanted dude, he got out. Well, first he shot the cop from the passenger seat, and he got out, was having a shootout. So when I watch these videos that are out here, I'm like, well, how did the cops know that that dude was in that vehicle? Blah, 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 blah. Well, this is it. This is the reason. This is how. This is Leonardo.
They're associated with a different license plate. AI could then add that person to your list of known associates because you probably know the person.
It's like being, let me say, you guys haven't been to prison. Most of you haven't. It's like when you're in prison and you have a phone list. If you want to talk to somebody, it might have changed between, then and now, but I had to put your name on a list and your telephone number for anybody that I couldn't just pick up a payphone and call whoever I wanted. They wanted to know who it was, what their address was, their relationship to you, the whole 9 yards. And then on top of it, they listened to your conversations. But that is for, say, you were out on parole or you escaped. You weren't out on parole. You busted through the fence and you dug a tunnel and you're like, you dirty coppers, you're never going to keep me. And you escaped prison. So the first place they're going to go is they're going to look for all the connections to you with the people that are on your phone list. They're going to look for the connections to people that were mailing you and you were mailing them, because they were keeping records of all of this shit. So they could come and find you if they needed to and then connect you. So there's a lot of information that they can use against you.
If you let them ride in your car, especially if it happens 2 or 3 days in a row. Now let's talk about video streams from video doorbells, such as the Amazon Ring doorbell. Last month, Ring ran a Super Bowl commercial promoting a feature called Search Party, which uses everyone's Ring doorbell to find lost pets.
More interesting
Privacy-minded
stuff here.
people immediately saw where this technology was headed, especially considering last October's announcement that Amazon Ring was partnering with Flock Safety to share doorbell video with law enforcement. I want to personally thank the reporters at 404 Media for proving what I instantly suspected when I saw the Search Party ad during the Super Bowl. A leaked email from the Ring CEO made it clear Search Party was intended for finding more than just lost dogs. Quote, "You can now see a future where we are able to zero out crime in neighborhoods."
See, this is the thing that when they introduce this type of stuff to you, they want to tell you that it's for things like finding your lost dog and trying to sell it to you for a good reason. And well, of course we got to have Ring doorbell cameras so we can find Fido who escaped the backyard. But it's never for the purpose of what they sell it for. There's always an ulterior fucking excuse behind it. And most people really don't care. They're like, well, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, what do you care? What's up, Yeshua? How you doing? So there's just way too much. So let's listen to what Ring does.
Either lost
and how deep it gets.
Dogs are committing a lot of crime, or Ring was planning to use their network of facial recognition-enabled cameras to search for more than dogs. I strongly encourage you, if you have a Ring camera in or on your home, please throw it away and replace it with something else.
Yes, I agree. If you have a Ring doorbell camera on your home, please tear it off with a screwdriver or a hammer, smash it and get rid of it and replace it with something else. And this gentleman here has a bunch of other video surveillance cameras excuse me, that you can connect to your house that won't give the law enforcement community permission to use your footage just because you agreed to the terms and services of your camera. It's not just Ring, it's Nest. I talked about this stuff years ago when Ring doorbell had contracts with law enforcement communities where you didn't have to give them permission. Amazon gave them permission because you gave Amazon permission. And so this has been going on for a long time where they're using your information or your footage. Same thing with Amazon Alexa. They know everything that's going on in your house. Amazon Alexa has helped law enforcement stop crimes and solve crimes.
I made a video discussing better alternatives that I will link at the end of this video. What can AI do with the facial recognition feature on your video doorbell? If your doorbell sees someone enter your home, stay for 30 minutes, then leave, it can add that person to your list of known associates, as it is likely you wouldn't let a stranger stay in your house for that long. The more often or the longer that person stays, the stronger the connection that person likely is to you, just like the people whose home you may visit. Now let's talk about smart TVs. Last December,
yeah, this is pretty interesting.
The Texas Attorney General sued the 5 largest TV makers for collecting screenshots of everything people view on their TV screens every half a second.
Every half a second, everything that you're watching on your TV screen, whether it's broadcast television, a movie, a DVD, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever is on that screen was being screenshot every half a second. So what do you think they're doing with all of that information? It's going to these data centers along with all of the other information.
This isn't just cable or broadcast content. It includes DVDs, PlayStation and Xbox video games, home movies, etc. Let's pause.
Right. See, whatever you're playing on your video game, when you're on your video game and you got a headset on and you're playing with your friends and you're like, this is, you're saying whatever you're saying on that video game, you think that you're in a closed network and nobody's listening to you. Think again.
For just a moment and play a quick game of Connect the Dots. Let's assume a friend of yours holds views that are deemed a threat to the state.
And this is a part of the law that's being passed in Florida that he's showing here. So he's connecting the dots, which is if this isn't alarming to any of you people, because if it's going to happen in Florida, they're passing this law, they're going to pass it in California, in Texas, in Michigan, in Illinois, in Alabama, in New York, and so on and so on.
State of Florida under House Bill 945. What views are considered a threat to the interest of the state? Who knows? The bill doesn't list them, and you probably aren't authorized to know them anyway. Just be thankful you live in the free state of Florida.
You don't need a smart TV, Lynette.
Because of their views, your friend gets labeled as an adversary of the state, and the, quote, Domestic Security Task Force starts digging into their patterns of life. One of the first questions the Domestic Security Task Force would likely want to answer is, who are your friend's known associates? Signal Trace tells them you gave your friend a ride to work 3 times over the past 2 months, and your video doorbell tells them your friend has visited your house 4 times in the past month. If they are looking for your friend and he isn't home, they may notice that you started using more hot water than usual 2 days ago, and you are now watching your friend's favorite Netflix show on your living room TV. At this point, you may have some explaining to do. Why are you associating with an enemy of the state?
Yeah, you're associating with an enemy of the state, and next thing you know, they're going to come and kick your door in, and you're going to get charged with harboring a fugitive. And you don't even know the dude's a fugitive.
When holding the wrong views and opinions are enough to get you legally labeled as an adversary of the state, associating with people who hold those views involves a certain degree of risk. This is not a flock camera. It is just an AI-enabled flock microphone. I took this photo along a walking trail in Georgia last November. It was originally sold as a gunshot detector that would automatically
Listen to this shit.
summon law enforcement if it detects the sound of a gunshot. I know Flock increased the artificial intelligence capability of these devices, and I remember seeing on the Flock website that their AI-powered microphone would detect and record, quote, sounds of distress.
And then they want to hide the fact that they announced that they could record distressful sounds, not just gunshots.
But it did not elaborate on whether that included hearing a couple arguing while walking on a trail through a woods where they wrongly assumed they weren't being recorded. When I went to Flock's website, I found all the language about detecting and recording sounds of distress has been removed from their website. I then went to the Internet Archive to find a previous version of Flock's website. In what I can only describe as a gross act of hypocrisy, the company that claims a perpetual license to the data of everywhere you
see, isn't this funny that they announced it before, but then they take it down, but you can go to the Internet Archive and find the stuff that they are trying to hide from you. What's up, Richard?
Drive doesn't want anyone accessing earlier versions of their public website. Flock has asked the Internet Archive to exclude their website from the archive. I guess.
Oh, Flock has asked the Googles to remove their shit from the internet so you can't see the dirty deeds that they're doing. Here in the Detroit area, they've had ShotSpotter for a very long time.
Flock cares about the privacy of their public website more than they care about your right to drive somewhere without them keeping a record of it in perpetuity. The next surveillance technology on my bingo card is called a halo sensor, which looks like a smoke detector and can often be found in public records.
This was this here is a very interesting smoke detector. Wink, wink. There was a video that I watched a while back, and I wanted to bring that up and share it with you guys back in the, you know, the times that I found the video, but it was a seminar or a conference, I should say, of hackers. And there was a kid, I could probably pull the video up. It'll take me a minute to find it, but there was this kid, 17, 18-year-old kid who was doing research on this particular smoke detector because they were, I believe, in the school that he attended. And long story short, he wanted to dissect this particular brand of smoke detector, but he couldn't find one that was reasonably priced for him to purchase online. And he went to eBay and he found some that were like $1,200, you know, whatever. And, you know, he's just a kid and didn't have the money. Then he found an organization that gave free grants to people that were doing the type of work that he was doing. Well, he ended up getting a grant for $600 or $700, some shit like that. And he found one of these devices on the internet on eBay at a deal of $600 or $700, and he bought it and he took it apart. And what they found in these things is incredible. I'm not going to get into it, but you know, if your kids are going to school or whatnot, you know, what do you think happened in Columbine or hell, you know, no matter where you're at, you got cops in every fucking school now. You know, you got police officers assigned to schools now. That didn't happen when I was going to school.
Restrooms, especially in schools. The Halo Smart Sensor is a smoke detector in restrooms, especially in schools. The Halo Smart Sensor, which looks like a smoke detector and can often be found in public restrooms, especially in schools. The Halo Smart Sensor is a smoke detector that will also detect vapors from vape pens and count the number of people in the bathroom for your safety. It also has a cloud-connected microphone that listens for 5 programmed keyword triggers, and it uses AI for aggression detection. Here is my problem with both the AI-powered Flock microphones and the AI-powered Halo microphones.
AI aggression detector. What is that supposed to mean? Wow.
Today, they supposedly only listen for gunshots, keywords, and sounds of aggression. Even if that is true, what prevents someone in the future from enhancing the capability of these cloud-connected microphones?
Yeah, there's only 5 words that they're looking for, but what's it take to tweak them and change it to 100 words?
To listen for people expressing views or opinions that are a threat to the interest of the state. If you are getting concerned about all the surveillance and want to know what you can do about it, I recommend 2 things. First, subscribe to this channel to stay informed. Second, I highly recommend the books, courses, newsletter.
I highly recommend you subscribe to his channel as well. And if you do, go over into the comment section and tell him that Lee from Bad Apple Media sent you. That's my only requirement. You want to subscribe to him? Go for it. I suggest that you do. I recommend, and keep up to date with some of the things that he's doing, so you don't got to watch me share it.
And consulting services offered by Watchman Privacy. I met the co-founders of Watchman Privacy last month at a privacy conference in Mexico City, and I had 2 enjoyable, lengthy conversations with them. They are all about helping people reclaim their privacy, whether that is teaching the general public through their books, courses, and newsletter, or providing privacy consulting for people with serious risk profiles. Use my link and get 10% off any purchases you make. In full disclosure, I will earn a commission, which will help support this channel. Another piece of the surveillance infrastructure is Meta's AI glasses. This means people would be live streaming video from their glasses as they walk down the street, and Meta would be running facial recognition on that video stream, then notifying users who they are looking at. This has already been done by 2 Harvard students clear back in October 2024, but Meta is now going to make it a built-in feature for everyone. What could possibly go wrong? Then there are the smart streetlights made by Ubiquia that claim streetlights are the new face of public safety. How? By putting AI-powered sensors on every streetlight to collect data 24/7, including live streaming cameras and microphones. And of course, by building license plate readers into streetlights.
Yeah, what could go wrong? And here we're going to talk about the cameras at Home Depot and Lowe's and Walmarts and everywhere else.
Then there are the Live View camera trailers with multiple 32x zoom lenses on their cameras on top of a 22-foot tall mast. Based on the camera height, lens, and resolution, these cameras can detect people nearly 1 mile away and recognize people nearly a quarter mile away, way beyond the edge of the parking lots where you normally find them. Then there are dash cams. I have no problem with dash cams, and later this month I will be posting a video about the most private dash cams based on my own testing. What I do have a big problem with is Flock getting trillions of more images per month to feed into their Flock Nova AI platform to keep closer tabs on everyone's travels. Then there are modern cars themselves. I took this photo.
Yeah, one thing you guys don't know about modern vehicles is that every vehicle after, I believe, 2013, they had in the instrument panel where your speedometer and your RPM gauge and your volts and your oil pressure and your mileage, somewhere in there's at least 2 cameras, pinhole cameras that are watching your face while you're driving. You don't know it. They don't tell you about it, but I can guarantee you they're there. I have a friend of mine whose brother is a designer at Chrysler, and I can guarantee you there's fucking cameras in your car, and they've been since 2013.
And a rental vehicle I had last year. It tells me the vehicle I am driving is transmitting vehicle data to Nissan and its business partners for, quote, various purposes. And the term vehicle data keeps getting broader as new cars are...
And I shrunk the video so you can see that the channel name is Business Reform. And you could type it in, Business Reform. You know, I'm a shitty YouTuber, and I probably won't put the link in the description. But you can type in surveillance bingo, how they track where you go and who you're with, /business reform or business reform /surveillance bingo, and you'll find his channel. And if you're interested in keeping up with the 1984 police state, then go subscribe to this guy.
Equipped with cameras in the dashboard to literally watch you drive to make sure that you are not impaired. I suspect one day soon these cameras will get facial recognition so they can report in real time who is driving them. Let's wrap up our surveillance bingo overview by looking at the brick-and-mortar retail stores. These stickers are traditional shelf labels that tell you what a product is and how much.
This is very interesting.
This is one version of the newer electronic shelf labels. They offer several advantages to the store in that the store can change prices instantly from one computer rather than having to pay an employee to walk around and change paper labels. However, many versions of these shelf labels have a Bluetooth transponder in them, so they can track your cell phone as you walk around the store. A friend of mine picked up a jar of baby food out of boredom while waiting for a prescription to be filled. He doesn't have children and isn't even married, but when he checked out, his receipt included a coupon for the exact brand of baby food he had picked up while killing time waiting for his prescription. I also had a subscriber tell me he had gone shopping and intentionally left his phone at home and paid cash. However, when he got home, he had an email on his phone from the store encouraging him to leave a review on one of the products he had just purchased.
Here's a little something for you. Prior to COVID and the changing of the hours of the 24-hour stores here, there's a department store or a chain here in the Midwest called Myers Thrifty Acres. We just call it Myers right now. But I've never for years would pay with a card. I always would pay cash because I was aware of, them connecting my face to my card and whatnot. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you try to pay cash and you leave your phone at home. It doesn't matter. They know who you are. AI already knows who you are. Even going to a shopping store, a shopping center, and you do whatever you got to do to try to avoid detection. They know who you are because I would get mailers sent to my house, coupons specifically addressed to me, to my home, for the items that I would normally, regularly purchase. So they were sending me specific coupons to assist me in my purchases. And I said to myself back then, which was, well before 2020, I was thinking, how the hell do they know who I am and what I'm buying if I'm not paying with a card? It's because of the facial recognition. They can connect the dots with your patterns of life.
Possible explanation is that the self-checkout terminal used facial recognition to tie his face to his
There you
purchase
go. Thank you,
because he
Lynette.
has the store app on his phone. Which surveillance technologies were the most surprising to you? Leonardo's Signal Trace tracking personal electronics in your vehicle? The smart street lights with cameras and microphones in them? Or the Halo sensors listening for keywords in public restrooms? Or maybe you were already familiar with...
Yeah, what of these surveillance systems concerns you the most? Is it any particular one of these methods, or is it the combination of all of these methods? I was concerned back here with the smart meters. And then I was concerned with Ring doorbell cameras. And then I started seeing these pole cameras all over the country on the side of the expressway while I'm rolling down the highway. And then these things popped up. These flock cameras. And then these smoke detectors. These glasses, I never thought that your Meta AI glasses would be used in conjunction with these other items. You just sometimes you get complacent and you think, it's just glasses. But if you're streaming, what's to say that they don't take it? Just like that movie Eagle Eye or The Enemy of the State, because Hollywood picture shows are nothing more than predictive programming.
Restrooms. Or maybe you were already familiar with these surveillance technologies, but you were surprised the free state of Florida is labeling people enemies of the state for holding views or opinions deemed a threat to the interest of the state. If you enjoyed this video, please join me for Office Hours, my live stream on the first and third Monday of each month. And if you would
I like how he has established live streams on the first and third Mondays of each month. I'm going to have to try to remember that.
Monday of each month. And if you would like to support my work and get additional content that is not YouTube algorithm friendly, please consider joining me on Patreon. I can't wait to read your comments.
Yeah, I can't wait to read your comments too. Let's see what some of his comments say. Let's check it out.
I've been posting videos on YouTube since June.
Let's go down here. All right, let's just scroll randomly. You would have to be a politician to pretend you don't understand it. Oh my God, I lost it, nearly choked. If you're doing holiday travel through the USA at the airport, do not use real ID and refuse opt-out of please. At this point in time, what difference does it make? If you think that you're not in the quantum D-Wave computer and you don't have an avatar associated with your human likeness, better think again. So as great an idea as it is, if you're traveling through the USA, don't use real ID and refuse to opt out. What difference does it make at this point? There's really no other alternative, to escaping all of this. You're pretty much screwed. We're all pretty much screwed until we all decide that we're not going to participate in this and we're not going to contribute to it, and we want it removed. It's going to continue, and it's only going to get worse. If you've never read the book, and I think we're even way past the book, 1984, George Orwell's 1984, or even Animal Farm. I think that we're way past that right now. Almost as if there's no turning back. Unless this entire structure system crumbles to the ground. What good's it going to do? Let's scroll another one here. Learned helplessness is the government's goal for you and me. We need to know that we are not victims unless we are willing to be. This means we need to use these tools on the politicians and their agents to track and expose them. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Really? Which one of you, the dot detective, which one of you out here sounds great on in the comment section, but what average Joe Schmo is going to take this information or this comment and go, yeah, we need to do that? Learned helplessness is the government's goal for you and me. We need to know that we are not victims unless we are willing to be. That's obvious. But to say this means we need to use these tools on the politicians and their agents to track and expose them? Who's going to do that? And if you try to do that, who's to say that this law that he's talking about here in Florida doesn't turn you into a domestic terrorist? Oh, am I not supposed to use the word terrorist? Is it going to affect my algorithms and my ability to make $1 on YouTube? Oh my God, no. But that's not going to happen. Oh, I live in Cali. We have pretty good privacy laws. Let's see what we can do to get rid of these flock cameras. I bet you if we were to communicate with Flexin 010, you know how much time and effort that he's put into getting rid of flock cameras? You think that it's beyond just posting a comment in the business reform comment section? Do you think he's actually doing something? Come on, let's seriously. Do you think he's doing something? Do you think anybody's going to do something? Share this stuff. Junkie Logic says, share this stuff. There are basic things we can do to hold the government accountable. Like what? What is it that you can do? What is it that we can do to hold the government accountable where they wouldn't turn you into a domestic terrorist? There's nothing that the people are going to do other than comment in the comment section. I'm not doing nothing. I'm on YouTube. Am I going to legislative meetings? No. Who can go to a legislative meeting? Who can go to an open meeting to discuss this? Who can go and speak to their representatives? They got us all working our fingers to the bone to try to pay our bills because the dollar is so devalued. The economy is so jacked up. $5 a gallon for fuel because we're trying to get freedom from the Iranian people. Good Lord God, if it wasn't for us taking care of the Iranian people, I wouldn't know what I was doing with all of this fucking freedom that we got here. Is anybody going to do anything about it? No. Nobody is. Would it work? I don't know. I don't know. And this guy's apparently he's writing a brief in support of the Institute for Justice. If you guys don't know who the Institute for Justice is, you should probably look up their YouTube channel. I'm not much of a supporter of them on the grand scheme of things, but you know, who am I? I'm just a guy with a shitty ass YouTube channel who fights the government in my own way, and not saying that I'm very successful in every battle that I have with them, but I'm more successful than others. And yeah, the flock cameras are owned by private companies that place these cameras in shopping centers, grocery store, blah. Yeah, okay. Shock. Do you guys wonder how they get all of our information? Through the internet and social media and Facebook. Remember Cambridge Analytica? You guys remember that little debacle back in the day where they were selling all of your information? Your information that you put on through the electronic means, whether it's online or text messages or telephone calls or emails, it doesn't matter. Anything that you do electronically, it's funneled through other corporations. If you've never watched the video or the documentary PSYOP to Steal, I suggest that you do. Let me see if I can't pull up PSYOP to Steal real quick and show you PSYOP the Steal. And if you watch this, it's Millie Weaver. If you go to this video right here, let me share it. Hold on. Let me share this with you. Let's see if it'll. Oh, it won't let me do it. I have to do it directly. It won't let me share this now. So stop that screen. Share this screen. If you've never seen this video, where did it go? Here it is. If you've never seen, no, that ain't it. Dang it. No, I must have clicked on the wrong one. Let me pull it back up again. My bad. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I had it. There it is. There it is. Share this one. So if you've never seen this video before by Millie Weaver, you should go and watch it. This is her, the premiere to watch this. This is an Alex Jones. I hate to even mention his name, but this is a reporter or an employee that was working with Alex Jones, and she did this PSYOP to Steal. She was arrested. Not quite exactly sure what happened with it, but
have known I have been kind of MIA for the last couple months. What do anger a lot in relation to these two?
this isn't the actual video. This is just a premiere. The video is a lot longer. But this guy right here, let me see where we at. This ain't the video that I'm suggesting that you watch. Look for this video right here. And you could probably watch it on, some of the alternatives if you can't find it on YouTube because they might have taken it down. But go watch that and you can see exactly how they use the information that you freely give, and I freely give, against us. It's pretty interesting how they've funneled all of our stuff to avoid, the Fourth Amendment and the seizure of, being secure in your papers, your effects, and yada yada. So go watch this video. If you got extra time in your day, go watch Millie Weaver PSYOP to Steal. And it'll show you how they manipulate jury pools. Let's say you have a dirty government, a city, a township, a county, a state, or even the federal system itself, and you're going to trial, you were charged with a bullshit crime that you didn't do it, you're not guilty, however it goes down, they can take all of your information through your patterns of life, how he just shared with you, your opinions and your views, because everybody's sharing their opinions and their views through social media. You might not even post anything. You might not ever say anything. You might just be an observer. You might be a stealth watcher. The fact that you're watching is all they need to determine what type of person you are. That's where Project Cypher came into the picture. And then through Project Cypher, you got Project Pogo. Project Pogo is privately owned, government operated YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it is. These are individuals that are put out here to find and track and trace those of you who are dissenters of what the government is doing. You don't need to do anything other than watch some videos. Thank you, Lynette, for posting that. You don't need to do anything but watch something or continuously appear on a website, continuously appear on a YouTube channel. You don't have to worry about using secret words or whatnot, because it's too late. Their eyes are on you. You're on a list. And what they did in the beginning of Project Pogo is that they were trying to tag, track, and trace those individuals. And it wasn't easy to do, or it still isn't easy to do, because when you sign up with YouTube or Facebook, you don't necessarily need to prove who you are, even though Facebook did have a period of time where they were forcing people to share their identification. Give me your ID or else your channel or your page is deleted. Well, that didn't last too long because people weren't going for it, or they would, give them a hard time. But they started things on, let's say, YouTube to assist themselves in finding out exactly who you were and who you are. Because it isn't easy to track or to track you down through your email. You might think, they can find. It's not that easy. They can find out your IP address. They can find out, certain things about you. But to make it easier, what do you think YouTube did for these Pogo channels, these privately owned government channels who were literally here spying on you for Big Daddy, giving you information about how they're against the government and they're sharing news and truth and whatever it is that they're doing. It's just a means to get to you. So they started what? Super chats. Right? But what better way to find out exactly who you are when you super chat? Because it's pretty much connected right to your bank account. Now they have a direct access to your name and who you are. They started memberships so they could find out who you are. Doesn't work for everybody because some people are very cautious. But if they could build their list and their network and keep an eye on people, and they could connect this person with that person, then that's what they do. And if you guys don't understand what Project Pogo is, and you got some whack-a-job fucking zebra dumb fuck running around accusing everybody of being a Project Pogo fucking participant, it diminishes the value. It diminishes, I wouldn't say value, it diminishes the truth and reality to who these Pogo channels are. I'm not a fucking Pogo channel, even though the government could use me in my memberships and my super chats to track you people down. Am I aware of it? Not at all. I'm not a participant of it. Am I aware that they could be using my channel to do that? Of course. Anybody on the internet should know that. If you're aware of what's going on with the 1984 New World Order, minus Hulk Hogan surveillance state that we're all in. So this isn't anything new to me, and I could share this all day long with you people, and most of you are just going to go in one ear and out the other because you don't care. It's okay. You don't have to care. But there are people out here that do care. I care about my grandchildren. I care about my children. If I died tomorrow, any of us can die tomorrow. Any of us can die a week from now. Hell, we could have our electric grid shut down and half the country would be dead in 2 months. They could shut fuel down. They could raise the price of gasoline is already $5 a gallon. What do you think is going to happen when they get it to $7, $8 a gallon? Because this Iran war, this isn't something that they haven't been planning. If you don't know what agenda, the United Nations Agenda 2030 is, which it was at the beginning, it was way back in the day, it was actually UN Agenda 2015. And then it went to 2020. And then it went to Agenda 2025. And then it went to Agenda 2030. And it hasn't changed in a very long time from 25 to 30. So I'm pretty sure that they're focusing on 2030. If they decided to shut down gas production and force everybody to go to electric, there's so many, like, oh my God, am I a fear monger now? No, I'm not fear mongering. I'm telling you the fucking truth. You think that your daily life is not going to be affected if and when they decide to pull the plug on certain things? It's just a matter of when, not if. And everybody's just sitting back, chilling out, watching the Super Bowl, watching whatever it is that they watch on their 300 channel TV. They don't, you see other countries. I don't know for a fact, I'm not there, but it seems like possible that other countries, their people get out and they protest. They show up in mass form and tell their government, we're not going to do this. We're not going to allow this. Americans are lazy. I won't even call it Americans. They're not Americans. United States citizens are lazy, because there's a difference between U.S. citizens and Americans. U.S. citizens, we're lazy. And I'm going to include myself into that category. Everybody in this country, they expect others to go and do the dirty work for them so they could secure that freedom that they crave so much. Just imagine right now that you're an Iranian and you're just trying to go to work on Monday morning. But you can't because they just blew the factory up that you worked at. Or they blew up a fucking highway that you travel on and there's a big crater in it and you really no other way around. Or you're trying to clean up the rubble from them blowing up your neighbors, or maybe even your own house. I was telling somebody today, Iranians ain't done nothing to me. Syrians ain't done nothing to me. I was talking to a Canadian at a store. And they had some Cuban money. And I said, damn, what's that? Because if you've never seen Canadian money, it's really interesting money. It's kind of like plastic and cellophane, and you could see through it. If you haven't seen Canadian money, you can look it up online. I could show it up, pull it up right now, but look it up on your own time. And it's some pretty cool looking money. Well, I seen this Canadian had something that I thought it was old Canadian money. And I said, well, you got some old Canadian money there? And they're like, no, that's not Canadian. That's Cuban money. And I go, oh, you been to Cuba? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I want to go to Cuba. And so the conversation, was pretty much about, oh, I got no problem with Cubans. They ain't done nothing with me. I got a buddy of mine who's a Cuban. Good dude. I got friends that are Iraqi. Ain't never done nothing to me. You tell me what Iranian ever hurt you? You tell me what Syrian ever hurt you. You tell me what Venezuelan ever hurt you. Oh, the Venezuelan government, the Syrian government, the Cuban government, the Iranian government hurt the American government. And they hurt our freedom. Right, right. So you guys, you gotta look at the overall picture here, man. Where's this country going? I think it's going down the tubes. I think it was created and built, designed, and put together only to destroy it, because we are the new Babylon, and the evildoers of this realm planned this. There's never really been any real freedom anywhere in this world. So they got together. I like to picture it like two asshats, sitting together, in their leather armchairs, their high back armchairs, drinking, King Louis the 14th fucking cognac, smoking big fat cigars, and kind of like Eddie Murphy, was the blunt of the joke in Trading Places, where two rich guys said, "I'll bet you $1 that you couldn't turn a black man into a respectable human being." You think that two guys, the richest men in the world, didn't have a bet? I bet you I could create a country and I could convince the world that freedom exists, and we could take that country and turn them into the bullies of the world and have them destroy freedom everywhere. What little bit exists? And it's probably over a gold coin. I bet you one gold coin. And so here we are. People in this country, to get back to where I was saying that, Americans, United States citizens, are lazy. And they expect other people, their neighbors, to go over to foreign lands and to do the despicable stuff that they're doing. Because God forbid, my freedom is really, really affected. I think that if we took these military men, these members of the military, and we turned them on the American streets and have them tear down the flock cameras and the Leonardo cameras and the street lights, and had them go and rip all the Ring doorbells off and collect the Amazon, the Alexis, and we just destroyed it all. And then we took the military and instructed them to arrest all the crooked government. Now that would be something I would be in support of the military. That's where I would be support of the military. As it goes right now, might offend some people, but I don't support the United States military any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, I will give some support, and I'll use that term loosely. I don't have an issue with the individual who is under the impression that they're doing something good. But the problem is that once these individuals who, I'm signing up for, like after 9/11, I'm signing up and I'm going to fight for the government, then they realize that it's not really what it's all about, like protecting the poppy fields for the Afghan war. You go on down the line, for every war that there was some dirty deeds that were behind it, and the military members come to that realization. And they didn't want to support the crooked government. And that will get you back to, them coming home and then treating your veterans like shit, and your homeless community has a large number of veterans, and veterans are committing suicide, wink, wink, every day. Well, it wouldn't be that they were being gang stalked and psychologically tortured once they come home, so the government could benefit by not paying for VA benefits and homeless, providing homes and all of the things that veterans are required to have. They would just kind of gang stalk them and get these people to off themselves. It's just that's a whole nother conversation, another topic for another day, but I digress. So this is where we're at in this world. I can share another video with you of business report there with Dr. Padfield. Let me see, where is it at? This gentleman here. It's got a lot of videos that I think that you might find very interesting if you go and subscribe to him. But let me pull up the one I wanted to share with you. If you're interested in me sharing it, stick around. All right, I shared the surveillance bingo one. Where did I do with it? Is that it? Let me scroll down here, make sure I'm sharing the right one with you. Give me a second. Enemy States. No, this one right here. This is the one I wanted to share with you. This was the one that's based primarily, not based, but showcasing the actual bill that was in that last video, the bingo. This video is going to be more in depth on the actual Florida bill. Come on, share the screen. There we go. Oh my God. And breaking news, Chuck Norris died. Oh my God. One of my childhood heroes when I used to love Chuck Norris flicks. Delta Force and Good Guys Wear Black. Or it was Good Guys Wear Black and Friday the 13th was at the Troy Drive-In. Me and my two sisters went. And I was all about the Chuck Norris flick. But when Friday the 13th come on, I was scared shitless. Because I was only like, I don't know, 10. I'm thinking, damn, I'm going in the woods and some dude's going to kill us? What the hell? So yeah, this video right here. Let's pull it up. This one is, again, Business Reports, Dr. Padfield, talking about the Florida law that's being passed and who's behind it. Would you guys be shocked to find out that there's somebody behind this pushing of this bill who has an interest in you're not saying bad things about them?
Backed by a scandal-ridden private prison company, introduced an Orwellian surveillance bill being pushed by a scandal-ridden Israeli-based digital intelligence company. What could possibly go wrong? In this video, I'm going to answer that question, show you the receipts, and suggest some things that you can do about it. I am Dr. John Padfield, an engineer turned Indiana State Representative turned business professor. Danny Alvarez is a second-term Republican state representative from Florida's 69th district, which includes the cities of Brandon.
This guy's selling you all out, all you Floridians and us around the country. This guy right here is selling us all out.
And Bloomingdale. Campaign finance records show he has received thousands of dollars in
for a mere $5,000, 2 donations, a political action committee.
donations from the GEO Group.
That's all it
For those
takes.
of you not familiar with the GEO Group, they are a for-profit private prison
And if you don't know about the GEO Group,
company started in 1984 that went public in 1990.
hold on one second. Did you notice that? You see this? That the GEO Group, its inception began in 1984. Coincidence? I think not.
Started in 1984
George Zoley.
that went public in 1994. This company achieved record profits while the U.S. prison population was increasing at an average rate of
Yeah, and I was a part of this 17% increase a year for 20 years, right around right here in 2001 and 2. I was part of the prison industrial complex boom.
17% per year for 20 consecutive years. In 2015, the Washington Post ran a story on how for-profit prisons became the biggest lobbying group no one is talking about. Quote, several industries have become notorious for the millions they spend on influencing legislation and getting friendly candidates into office, big oil, big pharma, and the gun lobby among them. But one has managed to quickly build influence with comparatively little scrutiny: private prisons. GEO, now known as the GEO Group, was already one of the 2 largest private prisons in the United States as of 2015, and as an industry, private prisons had already spent $10 million in political donations and $25 million on lobbying as of the end of 2014. What type of laws were private prisons lobbying for? Public safety, of course. Several reputable studies, linked in the description, have documented how the GEO Group and other private prisons bankrolled organizations like the American Legislative Exchange Council, who were pushing for longer prison sentences and three strikes laws. These types of laws are at least partially responsible for the United States having an incarceration rate nearly 6 times higher than our allies, including the Five Eyes nations of the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada.
And if a side note here, if none of you are aware of the statistics, I'll give you a quick little tidbit, some useless trivia, Cliff Clavin style. The United States of America, as compared to the population of the rest of the world, the total population of the world is 7-8 billion, whatever it is. The United States of America has 5 to 6% of the population of the entire planet. And in the United States of America, it has 26% of all prisoners on the entire planet here in the land of the free and the home of the brave. 1/4 of the entire Earth prison population is here in the United States of America. And you're going to try and tell me that this is land of the free and home of the brave? Psh, psh, as Ed Bassmaster would say, psh.
I am a business professor and I believe in capitalism, but I do not like the business model of private prisons because their financial incentives make them a petri dish for corruption. For example, in 2009, 2 Pennsylvania judges were convicted in what became known as the Kids for Cash program.
Yep.
These judges were convicted of taking $2.6 million in kickbacks for sentencing children as young as 8 years old to 2
And they didn't give 2 shits. They wanted 2.6 million shits.
for-profit juvenile detention centers. Children, most of whom
Where
were
these
offenders,
kids, where these kids are going into these juvenile detention centers, and these employees at GEO are playing with them, if you know what I'm saying.
given 1 to 2 minute hearings without a lawyer before
Yeah, 1 to 2 minute hearings without a lawyer.
being sentenced to years in juvenile detention for minor offenses. In the aftermath of this scandal, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned over 4,000 juvenile convictions. In case you're wondering what happened to the judges,
Does
most
that
of
look
them
like a
received
pedo?
lengthy prison sentences.
Does that look like a pedo? Does that dude look like a pedo? Tell me. Does that dude look like a pedo? Come on, be honest. Does this judge, does he look like he would stick his Peter in the backside of a little boy? Does to me.
Sentences. But one of them had his sentence
There's
commuted in the
another
final
one.
days of the Biden administration. Why did I
Oh, Biden administration commuted his sentence. It wouldn't be because Biden is one of them, would it? Would it be that Biden is one of them? Right. He's a butt raper.
Representative Alvarez's donor, the GEO Group, a scandal-ridden private prison company? In the past 14 months, they have lost court cases.
One day I stood on these steps, and I did that in July of 2019. I went here. I did a video. You guys, I could share that video with you if you wanted me to.
In both the 9th District Court of Appeals and the United States Supreme Court related to unjust enrichment from a forced labor program they created that paid detainees $1 per day. Last year,
Yeah,
the
did
GEO
you know
Group
that
with
in
the National Labor Relations
the only form of slavery that is technically legal is servitude, which is a fancy name for prison worker?
Board after retaliating against detained immigrants by putting them in solitary confinement for signing a petition about working conditions. The GEO Group has also been sued for using toxic cleaning chemicals and for inhumane conditions at an ice processing center. Before anyone dismisses these lawsuits as politically motivated propaganda, let's examine what an official Department of Justice investigation into one of the GEO Group's facilities found in 2012.
Yeah, let's look at the Department of Justice investigation, because they're on top of all the corruption that's running rampant through this fucking country. Let's see what the Department of Justice has to say. Let's check this out.
According to the DOJ investigation, the GEO Group's youth correctional facility in Mississippi had systemic, egregious, and dangerous practices.
Our findings show that due to the unconstitutional operation of them, youths were sexually preyed upon by staff and all too frequently suffered grievous harm, including death. Shocker.
Exacerbated by a lack of accountability and controls, including, quote, deliberate indifference to staff sexual misconduct and inappropriate behavior with youth, excessive use of force by staff on youth, and the deliberate indifference to the medical needs of youth. As I said earlier,
You wouldn't. Is that a shocker to any of you?
the financial incentives of a private prison makes them a petri dish for corruption. Simply put, private prisons make more money when more people are incarcerated in private prisons. According to the latest Department of Justice figures, over 13% of prisoners in Florida are held in private prisons, which is nearly double the national average. Now let's.
And this is a common theme, But speaking of Florida prisons, there was a guy that I was in a compilation video with back in 2019 on Jessica Kent's channel, and his name is 1090 Jake. His name is Jacob Cherry, and he does content on YouTube about the rap community, the gangster rap community, where they're all in prison, they're all doing what they do, and the dude, whether he's doing it knowingly or not, it doesn't matter, but it's kind of like a full circle type of thing.
Let's turn our attention to the bill Representative Alvarez introduced in the Florida House less than 3 weeks after receiving his second campaign donation from the GEO Group. Florida House Bill 945 was filed on December 30th, 2000.
He sold everybody out for a whole $2,500.
25, and as of
no, excuse me, 2 separate donations of $2,500. That's all it takes, man. Just imagine if they wanted to come at him with a $250,000 donation. 2 of them. Just imagine how he would react and what he would sell out for that. It's only $5,000. That's it.
Week of March 2026, it has already been passed by 3 House committees or subcommittees. Of all the representatives who have voted on this bill in committee, 48 have voted for it and only 9 have voted against it. That means nearly half the House.
48 voted for it and 9 against it. I guess them 9 didn't get their $5,000 donations yet.
Has already voted on this bill in committee, and 84% of that half voted to pass it. What exactly does this bill do? First, it establishes a dedicated counterintelligence and counter T-word unit. I really don't like having to talk in code, but the YouTube algorithm does not like certain words.
Somebody like Dr. Padfield here, who has 250,000 subscribers, he's got a little more to worry about by using the word terrorist than I do. He makes money on his content. He gets, a pretty good check for it. So I don't blame him for doing it. Me, whatever.
A word that rhymes with "they're a risk" is one of them. So I'm going to be saying the T-word a lot in this video. The mission of the counter T-word unit, which I will simply refer to as the CTU from now on, is to, quote, detect, identify, neutralize, and exploit adversary intelligence entities and international and domestic T-words to protect the state of Florida and the United States of America. Who could possibly oppose such a wholesome, noble, and patriotic-sounding piece of legislation? It's like eating apple pie on an American flag tablecloth.
Take a guess at who it is.
It definitely needs its own CTU for detecting, identifying, and
yeah, they really need to, because nobody else is doing it.
Neutralizing international and domestic T-words, because there aren't any federal agencies responsible for doing that.
Sarcasm.
Other than the Department of Homeland Security and the National Security Agency, and the Central Intelligence Agency, and I almost forgot the FBI's Counterintelligence Division, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence has its own National Counter T-word Center. And the Department of Justice National Security Division has its own counter T-word section. And the U.S. Department of Treasury has its own T-word and financial intelligence section. But other than those and about 30 other lesser-known federal offices, agencies, divisions.
Yeah, other than these, 7 right here and 30 lesser-known counterterrorism task force, not talking about, the fusion centers that are all over the country that my name is in, some of your names are in. Yeah, other than them, we gotta have, counterterrorism, somebody in Florida. It's just out of control, guys.
Bureaus and task force, nobody is trying to detect, identify, and neutralize international and domestic T-words. If Los Angeles can have its own CTU, so can Tallahassee. But getting back to House Bill 945, I at least have some idea what international and domestic T-words.
And again, if you want to go and subscribe to this guy, Business Reform, here's his channel. And you can look up his channel through Florida's new Thought Police bill is real. And thank you, Lynette, for putting his channel link in the description. But if you guys wanted to know who he is Dr. John Padfield. He's got some pretty decent content on, what your government's up to behind your back. What's up, Browns boy?
Words are. While their exact definition seems to depend on which party controls the White House, I have heard those terms used often enough to know they generally describe people who carry out, or at least plan, politically motivated acts of violence. But what is an adversary intelligence entity? It sounds like an organization Boris and Natasha might have worked for when they weren't chasing the moose and the flying squirrel.
Natasha and
Or maybe the
Boris.
chaos organization Maxwell Smart and Agent 99 were always investigating. Thankfully, we don't have to guess what an adversary
Missed it by that much.
intelligence entity is because House Bill 945 defines it for us. Sort of. Quote, the term adversary intelligence entity includes, but is not limited to, any government, non-governmental organization, company, business, corporation, etc., etc.
Well, let's back it up. He's omitting some of the important descriptive words. Adversary intelligence entity includes, but is not limited to, any national. That could be somebody who corrects their status and turns themselves into a state national, a foreign, or multinational. This foreign could be a diplomat who's no longer a United States citizen, who's only a state citizen. Multinational, which you could have dual, citizenship status. You could be a United States citizen and do some state national stuff. Or you could just be a friendly individual, a competitor. You know how the government doesn't like competition, right? Or you oppose them, or you're just an adversary. Or, like me, you're a recognized enemy of government. And Dr. John Padfield forgot to highlight those, but I don't think it was done on purpose with malicious intent. He's just getting to the crux of it.
Or person whose demonstrated actions.
A person, that's you, me. We are defined legally within Black's Law Dictionary as persons.
Views or opinions are a threat or are inimical to the interest of the state. The word inimical simply means harmful. Let me emphasize that last point. Under House Bill 945, a person who holds views or opinions deemed a threat or harmful to the interest of the state will be labeled as an adversary intelligence entity, or in the more common vernacular, an enemy
of the state. Yes, an enemy of the state. Well, let me let you know something here, Browns boy. If you know that Jack Talcott was a postal worker, right? Well, did you know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, that one of the biggest infrastructures in the United States was that they were going to use postal workers to do surveillance on their fellow citizens? I might not know that, but there you go.
Remember,
coincidence? I think not.
Remember, if you aren't thinking anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. Enemies of the state sounds like a list you probably don't want to be on. So what exactly are the interests of the state?
Yeah, you don't want to be on a list of being the enemy of the state. Trust me, I'm one of them.
You can get your...
That's when people lie upon you, the government will try and prosecute you. But when you try to flip the script, it doesn't matter. I've been going through this all my entire life, is that when somebody fucks with me, I'll say, well, why don't you arrest and prosecute them for what they've done? Then they're clearly the fucking criminals. And they don't do anything. So I've never made it a habit or I'm picking up the phone and calling the cops to never, because they don't do anything for me anyways. It doesn't matter whether it's a civil matter, a criminal matter, or whatnot. Law enforcement does nothing for me. But when they do an act on behalf of another citizen, one of my countrymen, and they come to me and they want to prosecute me on behalf of my countrymen, that tells me that my so-called countrymen who are using the police, the police state and law enforcement against me, he's not an enemy of the state. If the government was willing to prosecute somebody for you, you're not an enemy of the state. And maybe you just might be an agent of the state. But somebody in my position, if I try to say, well, fuck me, this motherfucker's bearing false witness on me, and let's put him to the fire and put it. Crickets. This has been going on since my brother was murdered. And they let my brother's murderer go. They refused to prosecute two individuals who specifically and purposefully and maliciously premeditated murdered my brother. I've known this since I was a child, that the government doesn't do fuck for me because I've been on their enemy of the state list my entire life. Well, you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. The government can suck my dick.
Mind right and not hold the wrong views or opinions. Unfortunately, the bill doesn't list the interest of the state, and I suspect that is because they are poorly defined, controversial, and subject to change without notice. Just don't hold any
Convenient.
views or opinions that are harmful to those interests, and you'll be fine. You may be wondering how the state would even know if you held views or opinions that are deemed a threat to the state, and House Bill 945 does answer that question. The CTU
Well,
shall
here you go. The video that we just watched and that we just reviewed, he says, how are they going to know who's this and who's that? And we're going to go after whoever. And how are we going to gather this information? Well, they shall identify the threats by analyzing their patterns of life. In the previous video, we shared, John Patfield, shared what patterns of life is. And I pointed them out. This is what they are. This is how they're going to find out who the fuck you are.
identify threats by analyzing patterns of life. What does that mean? Pattern of life data is
There
all
we
the
go.
data already being collected on you by data brokers, big tech, and license plate reader companies.
This is just the same screen that he shared in the previous video, but this is telling you exactly what the patterns of life are.
It
And
includes data
and how they will find you. They know everything about you. Big Daddy's always watching. You know how God Almighty, our Heavenly Father, our Creator, knows all, sees all, hears all, and he knows all before it even occurred. He planned it all, a whole 9 yards. Well, Lucifer, he wants to be God. You know, that's why he was kicked out of heaven, right? Because he wanted to be God, and he was cast out of heaven like a lightning bolt down to earth, and they've done nothing but use their fallen angels and their bullshit to deceive us all for how many ever years, decades, millennium. So Lucifer and his little bitch ass minions in the government want to be God. So this is what they do, is they know all, hear all, see all through their electronic means. It's not natural. It's not a natural ability like our Heavenly Father, our Creator.
about where you go, what you watch or read, what you buy, what you post online, who you call or text, who you meet in person, what hobbies and interests you have, and what values and beliefs you hold. I recently made a video called Surveillance Bingo that I will link at the end of this video. It describes over a dozen different types of surveillance technology, from public bathroom microphones.
Which I should have shared this video first and the surveillance bingo video second, but I'm a shitty YouTuber. You know, come on, guys. You can't expect me to do everything right.
Disguised as smoke detectors that listen for keywords, to smart streetlights with microphones and cameras built into them, to facial recognition video doorbells, to Signal Trace that ties your phone, laptop, smartwatch, and Bluetooth headphones to your vehicle license plate so you can be detected if you ride in somebody else's vehicle. If you want to learn how to start reclaiming your digital and financial privacy, I encourage you to visit escapethetechnocracy.com/reform to see a selection of great courses, books, newsletter, and consulting services to help you on your privacy journey. I met the co-founders of this organization when I was speaking at a privacy conference in Mexico City last month. We had 2 long and enjoyable conversations where we discussed different aspects of and approaches to privacy. I have turned down numerous sponsorships and affiliate programs in the past, but I know the people behind Escape the Technocracy, and I believe in them and their products. Use my affiliate link to save 10% off anything you purchase, and you will not only get great products, but you will help support this channel.
Yeah.
What else will Florida CTU do if House Bill 945 becomes law? Quote, the unit shall identify threats by analyzing patterns of life, gathering actionable intelligence, and formulating effective plans of action, and by executing arrest.
You hear that? You hear that? This Regional Domestic Security Task Force shall identify threats by analyzing patterns of life. So people like me online, or Caveman down in Florida, no offense, Caveman, I don't mean to be picking on you, but you're down in Florida where this bill's at, so you're down there doing this shit. Do you think that they'll go and crack down on Liberty Troll, that piece of shit who runs around and harasses and gives people a hard way to go outside of dispensaries or all over the Florida and pepper sprays old ladies? Do you think that he's going to be somebody that they're going to focus on? No, he's doing what they want him to do. He's actually having people arrested and prosecuted. He's actually an agent of the government, if you ask me. My personal opinion. Same thing goes with these idiots over in wherever they're at, but they're everywhere. But like you, Ian Clinton Fister, you're just as much of a government fucking agent causing problems, running around having people arrested on behalf of the fucking police state. You're a traitor, bro. Liberty Troll's a traitor. Liberty Patrol, Impact Media, Lizard Media, all of them people that are out here using the government to protect their First Amendment right and having their fellow countrymen arrested. Those are your traitors, if you ask me. So, point is that these people that are going to be the focus of the government's domestic security task force are going to be people like me. They're going to be people like Cammed Up Caveman. They're going to be individuals who are sharing and being an annoyance, sharing the truth, and being an annoying thorn in the side of the government. It's not going to be Liberty Troll, that piece of fucking shit who goes and pepper sprays little old ladies and punches old men in the face. It's not going to be losers like Impact Media and Lizard and whatever their fucking names are all over the country, pepper spraying people. Those guys are doing exactly what the government wants them to do, is to create business for them. Because if they shut down Liberty Troll, you're shutting down one retard with a camera on YouTube who could be arresting, how many people has he had arrested? How many people has Impact Media had arrested to assist the government? You tell me. You think that I'm a little far off on my views here? I don't think so.
Or by revealing its intent to compel a response using all counterintelligence and counter-T-word tradecraft necessary to protect the state from people who hold views or opinions deemed harmful to the state. Using all counter-T-word tradecraft. In the case of Jack Bauer's CTU, that tradecraft frequently involved the use of enhanced interrogation techniques.
Yeah, they're waterboarding people and doing all those really cool things you see in TV shows and in the movies, in them movie picture shows, them Holly weird movie picture shows up on the silver screen.
Deprivation tactics, coercion, intimidation.
Yeah, sleep deprivation, fucking with you. Yeah, coercion. We're gonna go and send your remember when DirectD? I shared that video with DirectD and the Reluctant Prophet late night when they were saying that they've done nothing but cause more problems and nothing's changed since they've done their First Amendment shit. And then Reluctant Prophet was telling the story about how his Filipino girlfriend was said by the Department of Homeland Security said, if you keep seeing Reluctant Prophet, we're gonna kick your ass out of this country. We're not gonna let your family come here no more. Kind of shit like that, right?
And physical violence against suspects. Thankfully, Jack Bauer's CTU was just a fictional TV show, and no one involved in Florida law enforcement would ever use excessive force.
Right.
Law enforcement officers ever used excessive force?
Nobody in the government and law enforcement would ever use excessive force. Ed Bassmaster again. I just shared a video not long ago about a Clinton Township cop. Brock was his name. Officer Brock punched a dude in his eyeball, and he lost an eyeball. Okay, you got one more. You don't need two. Get the fuck out of here. Shouldn't have ran from the cops, right? Right, all you bootlickers?
Or misuse the warrantless mass surveillance networks they have been given access to. I am sure the legislature in the free state of Florida would immediately introduce legislation to crack down on law enforcement misconduct. Why was this legislation to literally create the Florida Thought Police introduced in the first place? A March 3rd article in the Florida Trib described the bill as a, quote, constitutional train wreck, and I agree with that assessment.
This is from March 3rd. This report was March 3rd, 2026.
I believe Florida House Bill 945 is an attempt to expand on an executive order signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in December 2025.
But Ron DeSantis has Floridians convinced that he's actually for freedom. This motherfucker will fucking sign that law quick as lickety split.
In that order, Governor DeSantis designated the Council on American Islamic Relations as a, quote, foreign T-word organization, and he alleges it has ties to Hamas. The Council on American Islamic Relations denies it has any ties to Hamas, and the U.S. government has not designated them as a foreign T-word organization. I want to make some...
Well, funny thing is, you guys think that they don't watch us? was not but a year ago, just a little over a year ago, where I was sitting in my place and I was sharing a video of Lane government agent Myers over in Florida, or excuse me, in Arizona. My bad. We're talking about a Florida case here. But Lane government agent Myers from Arizona. And I called him live on his live stream. I called him live while he was live streaming. And I chewed his ass out for 45 minutes. He didn't hang up on me. He didn't mute me. He just sat there and listened to it, which is kind of weird in itself. But then it wasn't but 15 minutes later, the cops come beating on my motherfucking door. You guys probably, so only a few of you in here will even remember that. The cops came beating on my fucking door because one of Lane government agent Myers viewers called the police on me and made up a bunch of lies. And they called the Oakland County Sheriff, and the Oakland County Sheriff contacted the Macomb County Sheriff, and the Macomb County Sheriff come beating on my fucking door. That's why I got the fuck out of my apartment. Because I'm well aware of what was coming down the pipe. And then, lo and behold, not even a month later, I'm being charged with some fucking bullshit being on the internet. Right, Snafu? You bitch-ass pussy government agent? Right? So you guys think that this isn't already underway, you better think again. This only gives these assholes in the government extreme fucking authority to do what they've already been doing without the authority. So if you guys think that this is insane, well, let me tell you a little story about a man named Lee who's been harassed by the government his entire life. Not only me, but people I know, friends, lots of them, been going through the same shit.
Being perfectly clear, this video is not intended as pro or anti-Muslim any more than it is intended as pro or anti-Israel. I just have a serious constitutional problem with any state governor designating any group as a T-word organization. That term can carry lethal repercussions, and I don't want 50 different people deciding what organizations belong on that list. Neither do I want state-level paramilitary agencies authorized to conduct, quote, direct action missions going after people who have been labeled an enemy of the state for their views and opinions. It turns out...
Well, I've already experienced direct actions from county sheriff's departments coming and harassing me, beating on my door, asking me on behalf of Oakland County, Oakland County sent us over here and they have concerns that you're going to start an insurrection. Really? Really? That I was going to start an insurrection? Little old me? Am I more powerful than I ever thought I ever could have been or am? That little old me could start an insurrection just by sharing the truth of exposing their government agent shills on the internet as they are in action? Boy, I must be right over the target, as they say, right? Right. I guess that's a little more shocking news than some of you will ever want to know about.
Who sees a constitutional problem with governors designating groups as T-word organizations. U.S. District Judge Mark Walker cited the First Amendment in his preliminary injunction preventing Governor DeSantis's executive order from taking effect, while the lawsuit filed by the Council on American Islamic Relations moves forward.
The judge
said a
said
private prison company that is financially supporting the author of House Bill 945, and we have looked at what the bill does. Let's quickly wrap up this video by looking at the company that is lobbying to get this bill turned into law.
Yeah,
According to the
look at the
Florida
company.
Lobbyist Disclosure and Information Database, there are 6 registered lobbyists.
Let's look at the company who's lobbying this Florida representative into passing this fucking law for $5,000.
For House Bill 945. Common Cause Florida, Florida Rising, and the Florida State Conference of the NAACP branches are all opposed to House Bill 945, but a company called Cellebrite is registered to support it. Who is Cellebrite? They are a publicly traded Israeli-based digital intelligence company.
What? Who? Where?
Who is Cellebrite? They are a publicly traded Israeli-based digital intelligence company who makes spyware and forensic extraction tools that have been used by authoritarian regimes to hack electronic devices of journalists, human rights
No
activists,
way.
and
No way. An Israeli company? No way.
environmental activists. There is also substantial evidence Celebrite tools were used by Kenyan authorities to search the phone of a pro-democracy activist who plans to run for president in 2027. According to an August 2023 article in TechCrunch, Celebrite asked cops not to divulge the use of their products to the courts when they are asked how they extracted data from a suspect's phone. I guess Celebrite
Right.
is concerned about their company's privacy, and you wouldn't want a judge or jury to find out where secret evidence came from.
Yeah, they're worried about their privacy, but they're not worried about your privacy.
You certainly don't want to confuse a jury with trivial details about chain of custody of key evidence. Just trust me, bro. Celebrite has been awarded
One thing that I find very humorous about Dr. John Padfield is when he injects his sarcastic humor when he says, "Trust me, bro." It's very monotone and not very distinguishable from his normal speech. It's just funny, you know.
$16.8 million in contracts from the United States government and over $2.5 million from the state of California and over $770,000 from Miami-Dade County in Florida. In other words, Celebrite is making tens of millions of dollars from American taxpayers while simultaneously trying to keep the use of their technology secret. To make sure the money keeps flowing, Celebrite spends approximately $500,000 per year lobbying Congress, and that doesn't include what they spend lobbying in state legislatures across the country. With
Yeah, they're probably lobbying state legislatures a whole lot more because if you don't know, it's easier to get things done or it's harder to get things done from the top down, but much easier to get things done from the bottom up.
nearly half of the Florida House having already voted on this bill in committee and 84% of them voting for it, this bill is poised to be approved by the House within the next couple of weeks. Please subscribe to stay updated on this legislation. If you don't live in Florida, their legislature isn't going to listen to you, but they may listen to people that you know who live there. So please share this video, especially with anyone you know who lives in Florida. And wherever you live, contact your state senator and state representative and politely inform them that you don't want this type of constitutional train wreck passed in your state. Your state legislators are probably already hearing from private prisons and Celebrite, so they need to hear from you too. I also encourage you to check.
Well, that gets me back to where who's going to say anything about it and who's going to do anything other than comment section. Do you think the people in the comment section are actually writing letters? They're going to the state representatives. They're asking for, meetings. Could you meet with your constituent? We have concerns here over the Celebrate lobby that's trying to push this surveillance law.
Out my surveillance bingo video and escapethetechnocracy.com/reform if you want detailed, actionable steps about how to start reclaiming your privacy. I am holding free live events in Auburn, Alabama, Fayetteville, Georgia, Chattanooga.
Yeah, here you go. You guys, look at this. Wednesday, March 17th, coming up, a couple of days. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Monday, the 16th. Wait, what the hell's today? Oh, it's too late. Fuck, we're already, these are over with. My bad. I was thinking I was a week behind.
Tennessee and Knoxville, Tennessee, the week of March 16th. Visit brushfirestour.com for details. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to join me for my live stream.
So this guy, Dr. Padfield, he's pretty much exposing the dirty shit that's going on behind the scenes here of your legislative branches. And who else is doing this type of work? I don't know. Who else is sharing this type of content? I don't know. So any of you are interested in coming up and having any bit of conversation? How about you, Browns boy? You want to come up and share your views on this? How about you, Cammed Up K-Man? You in there watching? No? If you are, come on up. I would love to have an actual conversation with somebody who's interested in real conversations and not the drama about all you bitches in the Penniverse soap opera. I shouldn't even bring them up. But yeah, I'm trying to avoid the soap opera type of content. Anybody want to come and have a conversation, you're more than welcome to jump up here. If you're not, I'm just going to bust out of here. I can't really see too many people wanting to have an intelligent discussion about these situations these bills, the systems that are all around us. Is there any part of this video, this stream that I just shared, that's confusing to anybody? You got any questions? Because maybe I'll have an answer. Maybe I won't have an answer. Come on up. Any of you cool people out there in the internet that think that you're doing something with your soft sit shit, or you're keeping wars from happening, or you're going to stop the end of wars. How about all of you? Any of you out here? Any of you fucking retards that got all kinds of content every day, day in and day out, the same shit, different day content? You want to try having a normal conversation? Anybody want to have a normal fucking conversation and that you're not super tired like Brown's boy? I hear that so much. It's like, let me pull out the excuse book here. Let me pull out page 3, paragraph 4. I'm super tired. Yeah, that's on there. No offense, Brown's boy. I'm used to it. It was nothing personal. I've heard it a million times by 700,000 people. So yeah, it's just the same old, same old. Clearly the internet is for drama and gossip and soap opera tactics and keeping people distracted from this type of stuff. If anybody wanted to have actual conversation and be able to put a little effort into stopping some of this madness out here, this police state. How about you, snafu? You're always talking about the police state, snafu. How about you want to come up and have a normal conversation about the police state, the New World Order minus Hulk Hogan? I was joking. I'm joking, Lynette. But does anybody want to have a fucking conversation, man? Does anybody want to talk about the real shit that's going on here? Or you just want to talk about somebody just saying some mean things to you and still looping? You want to loop? You want to loopy loop, guys? Is that all you do is loopy loop? Just like the title of my video here. What's new under the YouTube sun? Not much. I'm trying to bring some conversational topics to the surface to pull some people out of the woodwork, or have them turn their stealth mode off and come on and join the panel and have a conversation. But no, I'm super tired. I'm tired. Oh, I got a headache. Not tonight, baby. I got a headache. Not tonight, baby. I got a headache. Oh, there's a lot of stuff out here that people don't even address. I've only touched the tip of the iceberg. But I sit here and I wonder, what should I go and stream tonight, or what's the point? Because I just can't get anybody to come and have a conversation with me. What are they scared that the old bad apple media is gonna give them gonna bite them? I'm gonna bite them on their little asses when they come up here. Are they afraid? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. But really, I don't care, because it's to be expected. No, if I want to talk about soap opera, the drama, but I just want to, not come out of the woodwork, but more apt to come up and have a conversation with me. We're talking about senseless, mindless, nothing burgers, right? As long as the distraction tactics are in full mode, nobody wants to come up and talk about anything that's important. Have a real conversation? No way. Yeah. I got a letter from the government the other day. I opened it and read it. They said I was a sucker. They wanted me for the army. What would I'm not even doing it in Chuck D's voice. I'm just ad-libbing there. You got a letter from the electric company here. They're going to work on the power poles to make them more fire retardant. Why don't they just put up metal poles like aluminum ones? Galvanized aluminum poles. They'd be pretty fire retardant then, wouldn't they? Oh no, what are they gonna? They're gonna soak the telephone poles in some fire retardant chemical? Because you never know. You never know. They couldn't stop fire from affecting telephone poles if what to make them metal. Is it Ed Bassmaster Day here at the old Bad Apple Media? Yeah, that's my take on it. What do they need to make fire retardant poles? Are you living in the woods? Are you in the Pacific Northwest? You got pine trees everywhere, and you got undercut brush. You got some pine needles all over the ground next to your house. Yeah. You got leaves all built up. Is it dried? Is it just kindling waiting to burst? Are you going to have some forest fires in your neighborhood that's going to only burn down structures? Oh, well, yeah, I bet you if there was just a little flame, just a little ember from a campfire that somebody wasn't allowed to have in their backyard. They're roasting marshmallows for whatever. And that ember, it's going to light them fir trees on fire and you're all going to die. So you got to put up fire retardant telephone poles. You just have to. There's no other explanation for it, Lynette. Come on. Well, there's a possibility they might burn you out. You never know. Because I've seen video after video, picture after picture of people who suffered catastrophic structural damage in areas of forest fires, but the trees everywhere just aren't affected. So, hey, yeah, you see? Yeah, you see? Well, I would think that you'd have more of a chance of being burnt out by man-made direct energy weapons that is designed to cause severe fear and paranoia amongst the people, as opposed to a natural occurring incident that would catch a couple of fir trees on fire. I would go for the previous. No, green plastic and blue roofs. Come on. Here's the deal, Lynette. Go get you some blue metal roofing and change your roof. Paint your car blue and you should be okay. Okay? So get some blue metal roofing, get up on the roof with some nails, pound in the nails and keep that blue roof down, and you should probably escape the dews. Oh, no, just yours. You have to get your neighbors to go in on it so you all could put roofs of metal made of blue color onto your entire apartment complex. And then you'd be okay. So, yeah. Is the government capable of burning your house down? Are they the big bad wolf? Were they going to huff and puff and blow your house down? Probably. Maybe. Would I worry more about Big Daddy burning your apartment complex down in your neighborhood? Or would I be more worried about Mother Nature doing it? Who do you think could be the culprit? Dun, 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 dun. I don't think Mother Nature would do it. Not to that degree. But you sure as hell can guarantee that Big Daddy will do it in a minute. You better hope you ain't got no precious minerals that are under your feet. You better hope you don't got anything that they need that they don't have anywhere else, because they'll burn your fucking ass out. And then they'll say, well, you can't rebuild because of all the damage of the houses. It contaminated the soil. So sorry, Lynette, you're just going to have to go plant your roots elsewhere. This ground is no longer safe for human inhabitants. Oh, well, then don't worry about painting your car blue. Paint your shoes blue. I'm just being silly. But not. This is silly content and not silly content. What do they say? Content, non-content? Is that what I got here? Content, non-content? Anybody else want to? Let's give it one more try. One last try. Here we go. Who wants to join Bad Apple Media for an adult conversation about the police state? You know, the police state. How does it go? The systematic takeover, the government. I don't even know. I don't even pay attention about it. But the police state. What are you going to do when Big Daddy burns you out of your house? I should probably put in a video. Hold on. Let me do something that I thought about doing. Let me try this real quick, and then I'm probably gonna bust out of here because it's getting kind of late. And motherfucker got a hard day of stuff to do tomorrow. Let's see. Let me go. Where's this fucking loser at? Let's go here, and let's do. Oh, I missed it. Damn, I missed it. Somebody stole my music for their fucking stupid ass fucking videos. Somebody stole my music, one of my old tunes. Somebody stole my old tune. Yeah, stole my old tune. Where's some good ranting here? I can repeat it. Where's this ranting? Let me see. They stole from my man, Apple Man. Yeah. What's he doing? Is this artistic? Licking low, Lisa. Oh man, must have watched it a few times, huh? No, I don't know if the songs are too long. Before we get into Lick 'em Low, Lisa, we are not discriminating. I do not discriminate, trust me. But Lick 'em, Lisa, we gotta get into it. No, I gotta find a rant from that fucktard and just how I used to do the old. You remember how I was making fun of Tariq and I was saying everything that Tariq would say in his videos, and I was just repeating everything that he would say, and it sounded just stupidly ridiculous when I was doing it. I'm gonna do that too with this other fucking retard that I just have the desire to spew the bullshit that comes out of that fucktard's mouth, the same as I did with Tariq. Let me see. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna do it. I'll find it sooner or later. I'll have to go on like OTW and get one of them or Talcott and get one of them 10, 15-minute fucking rants about the optics being high and all that shit. Yeah, I got a good plan. I'm gonna converge my likeness with another likeness on YouTube. I know you're watching. You shut your shit down 3 hours ago. Yeah, I know you're watching, bitch. You were going to show pictures or a video when you were on those steps? Oh, yeah. All right, let me see if I can't find it. Let me see if I can't find it. Won't be hard to find. I know the video. I know the name of it. It was, hold on, it's popping up here. It was a video. It wasn't a live. It was titled, let me think for a second. It was titled, oh, what the hell was the name of that title? Let me see. Might just be easier to go through my videos and find it. 398 of them. Let me go. Should I go all the way to the end? Oh, wait, I can do more videos. Oh, it's giving me the option. 50. Hell yeah. Perfect. All right. I'll find it pretty quick this way. And it was one of my last videos, or my first videos, but one of the last ones in my catalog. It's not a very good video. I didn't really, I'm my own worst critic, you know what I mean? Keep going, keep going, keep going. There it is. It's right here. Here we go. There. Yeah, that was it. Convict or addict, we all bleed red. This is the video that I was telling you about. It's only a 6-minute and 32-second video. And holy fucking massive, nasty fucking beard. I'm looking like a fucking jackass zebra with a fucking tore up beard. There. All right. Here's the video. Screen record it, guys. There we go. And I did it in fucking vertical mode too. Look at that. Vertical mode. Boom, boom. I'll share this and I'll get the hell out of here. There we go. And it was hotter than hell there too. It was in July. Share this bad boy. Play.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to you from a place in Washington, D.C. that makes a lot of decisions in this country that some of you agree with and some of you don't agree with. But nonetheless, I'm here. These are the doors to the United States Supreme Court. And one thing that I can surely guarantee some of you out there, and one way or the other, everybody will figure it out the hard way, maybe not, but I can guarantee you that in drug addiction, there's no Democrat or no Republican. You're a drug addict, you're a drug addict. In prison, you're not a Democrat convict and you're not a Republican convict. You're a convict. So the division does end in some places, and some places it don't. And the places that it don't end is right here. This place right across the street. Division Central.
DC,
That is
Division
Division
Central.
ladies and gentlemen. There's no left or right, no Republican, no Democrat. There's no aisles, there's no sides. When you're a drug addict or you're a convict. So don't forget that, because
Let's look at me try to get all
very
fucking
political.
philosophical.
I have hopes and dreams that they're not just blowing smoke up our butts, but I'm pretty sure that they're blowing smoke up our butts. So I'm standing here after walking around Washington, D.C. all day, checking out the White House and Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial, Capitol across the street, and my final destination was here. Because my point is that we're not left or right, Democrat or Republican. In the grand scheme of things, we're all Americans.
Or United States citizens.
I voted for Bush and Clinton, and I vote left or right. I vote for whoever I feel is.
I don't vote no more. It was old times. Before I woke the fuck up.
On the side, I know that it's the left-right paradigm, whatever. That's beside the point. But I'm here. I'm at the law of the land. I'm at the mother of all. You know, this is it. The Supreme Court. I'm surprised that I'm actually standing here. Kind of gives me a surreal feeling, because I probably could have took my case to the Court of Appeals, which I did in Michigan. I had a crappy appeal attorney. But that's what you get. So there is a two-tier justice system in this country, and it's a shame. And we know who's on what side of the tier. So it's been a long day. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I'm burnt up again.
Funny when I say that there's a two-tier justice system. This was in 2019. Clearly, there's a two-tier justice system to this day. You've all read the Epstein files, or you're aware of them. Ain't nobody arresting them motherfuckers. Ain't nobody doing anything but passing laws in Florida to make you and me the enemy of the state. You think that they would make these pedophiles and these child traffickers and these blackmailers and those individuals, you think that they would make them the enemy of the state? Nope.
Just wanted to say a couple of things about this. It's a monumental building. It's a sight to be seen if you've never been here. You got Grand Coliseums. I should have went and beat on the door.
Grand Columns, I meant.
I want my laws.
That was in reference to the pink pussy hats that were beating on the door, saying, "We want to kill babies. We want to kill babies." Yeah, that's what that was in reference to.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive place. I'm impressed with some of the things they do and some of the laws that are in this country. Too many laws, but nonetheless, I guess you got to have it to keep the raping and pillaging and plundering down to a minimum. The government don't want no competition. So anyways, my journey is going to start after this video and a couple more. I'm going to get on the groove. I'm going to get on the ball. I'm going to start doing some things here, some content.
This was right after I went and visited with Street Beefs, the Mighty Mouse. I went from there to DC. And here I'm talking about how I was going to do things with my YouTube channel. But apparently others were watching my YouTube channel going, "Oh shit, this fucking guy, he's running his mouth. He's one of them. He's not a shill. He's not a government agent. He's not Agent Bad Apple Media. Like the rest of you fuckers who have the government on your side. The government works for you, but it don't work for me." So this is when I was bringing attention to myself to the degree that got me associated with the wrong people. They targeted poor little guy like me. It said, "Yeah, we can get to him. We can shut him down. We can get them.
Whatever. But yeah, there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
What's it say right there at the top of that building? Equal justice under law. Really? You guys think that we got equal justice under law in this country? Do you really think that we have equal justice under the law? Do you believe that there's not a two-tier justice system? There's us and there's them. It's justice system. You guys don't believe that? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. Come on, guys. What do you think? Speak up. Forever hold your peace.
Wonder if they're well, they're not planning on any oral arguments until October. I'd like to come back and check that out. But whatever. It's been a long day. I had a lot of other things to say, but just yakking and yakking.
This video, as all of my videos are, they're off the cuff. There's no script. It's just me talking. And, you know, am I proud of these videos? Not really. Kind of embarrassing. Not that I've gotten any better. My content is more friendly to the masses. I'm still pissing people off with my content.
So anywho, don't forget that when you're in prison, there's no left or right. There's racism, there's division, but at the same time, it's a fine line. When crap hits the fan,
The division in the joint, the extent is the racist, the racial divide. And in Michigan, there really wasn't a lot of racial divide. There was more gang divide than there was racial divide, even amongst the gangs. You could associate with whoever you wanted. You could have a neutral stance in the Michigan prison. I wasn't a member of any gang. I was friends with black people, friends with Mexicans, friends with whoever I wanted to be friends with. And then there was a faction of the population in prison that were gang members, and it really wasn't like there was no gang wars going on. There was scraps and there was beef, but there wasn't riots or shit like that. But there was division, more financial division than anything.
all the ones that are in there know what side they belong on. I'm just yakking. I'm tired.
No, Lynette, I wasn't even rode to prison back then. At this point, I was still my mind ain't blind.
When you plan on walking, bring comfy shoes. If not, your dogs are gonna be barking. Yeah, they're barking. So, anyways, there it is. That's the Supreme Court. As grand and decadent as it is. Hey, maybe things can change one day. Who knows? But nonetheless.
How many times did I say nonetheless in this video?
For now. Well, enjoy your day. Peace. Later.
There you go. That was my Washington, D.C. Supreme Court video. So this is what I want to do. I still want to do it. I want to travel the country and go do this type of stuff. And if I had support, I would do it. But I can't get past the shadow ban stuff. There's very limited views on my content, which is it's just par for the course. It is what it is. I don't think that they could stop me from growing if I was to get out there and hit the mean streets of the country. What do you mean? We're real. I still am. It was raw. I am real. Not were. Were's past tense. I still am who I am. I am what you say I am. in the news every day. I am. But yeah, that was right before I went and visited Jessica Kent. Yep. So it's 2:00 in the morning. And ain't nobody got a hair on their ass to come up here and have a conversation with me. So I'm just gonna bust up out here. You know, you listen to your YouTubers out here, they talk a big game about doing this, doing that. You know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or things of that nature, but I'm going to toot my own horn. I really don't believe that anybody here in this YouTube community, no matter what it is, I don't think that they really want any positive change. They don't want to make the world a better place, not even their own little world. I really don't think that. I don't see it. I think what everybody's on here doing is trying to get their name, their channel out there to become popular so they can make money. That's what I see. I could be wrong, but usually I'm pretty spot on. There's some people that say, well, I don't care about the money. There's not many. I think there's only a couple people that I know that say, I don't care about the money. But their content's garbage. It's the same shit over and over and over again. And then they wonder why they get fucking 30 views, 25, 30, 50 views. And then that's what's going to happen. I'm not, oh, I got hundreds of thousands. No, I ain't got no views. I'm just a dude with a fucking internet connection and a big mouth. That's it. Am I going to make any change in this world? I don't know. I'm still contemplating on the path. You never know. But what I do know is that I have the passion and the determination and the drive to accomplish the change. But it can't, I have, maybe if I gave up everything that I got, what little I got, life-wise, and, packed all my shit up, put it in storage again, and got Mayflower number 2 down the road. Different story, but who's going to support me? I don't ask for people to pay my way. I've fought all my battles my entire life on my own. And this is somewhat of a battle for me in my view, that I need to share information with people, even if it's the minimalist of information. Then the goal is to get people to change the way they see the world, even if they can't stop it. I don't think I'll ever be able to stop it. I don't think any of us can stop it. Like I said, I believe that it may just be too far gone. And the toilet bowl is swirling. Who knows? Too many willing participants and not enough opposers. Do you oppose the New World Order? Mike Hulk Hogan. You can claim that you oppose it, but when you participate in it and you use that same government you claim you oppose to your benefit, you're kind of not for it. You're not for stopping the New World Order. You're pretty much facilitating it, and you are part of it. No matter how many times you come in and virtue signal and tell everybody how fucked up the world is and try to convince people that you're really not part of the New World Order, you're against it. Now, I see most of you people, no offense to anybody out here that's listening to me, but most people are not against the New World Order as they think they are. or as they want to be. You got people out here claiming that they're fighting for freedom and supporting the First Amendment, all while they're assisting the police state and facilitating prosecutions. Tell me, how is that supporting the First Amendment while you're having people prosecuted? Tell me. Can anybody explain that to me? You YouTubers, social media platform artists, creators, whatever you want to call yourselves, you're running around claiming that you're supporting the First Amendment. If you're auditing police, if you're auditing government buildings, all you're doing is getting what freedom there was, is, could have been, should be taken away. A little bit here, a little bit there. You're not supporting the First Amendment. You're literally destroying the First Amendment, and you don't even see it. And those of you who don't see it, who support those people, you'll say, "Look, bad apple media, you're an idiot. You're so dumb. I don't know how you think that they're destroying the First Amendment." Well, it's not very difficult to see that laws are being passed. Laws are trying to be passed to turn people who speak the truth and who oppose the government overreach and the overlords, turning them into criminals, giving them the ability to use all of the mass surveillance of the police state against them. What, you guys don't see that? What are you Stevie Wonder? Well, wait a minute. They claim Stevie Wonder isn't really blind. Are you Joey Turry? Joey Turry? What? Who's Joey Turry? It's a kid that I not grew up with, but a kid that was in our neighborhood that we grew up who was fucking blind, literally. So I'll use Joey Turry and I won't use Stevie Wonder. Or maybe, is it Ray Charles? I don't know. You never know. Are they really blind? Couldn't tell you. But the fact that if you guys can't see what's going on with the total destruction of our so-called rights, we don't have rights as United States citizens. We got privileges and protections, and what little bit of privileges you have are taken away. It's like being a kid and your mom and dad saying, "If you don't fucking do what I tell you to do and take out the trash and cut the grass and do your chores, you're not going to go out with your friends Friday night to the movies or to the carnival or to the park or wherever you want to go. Your privileges are going to be taken away, young man." What difference does it make if it's the government doing to you? Where you think that you're standing up the Big Daddy. But in all reality, you're doing exactly what Big Daddy wants you to do. You're facilitating their dirty deeds for him. Your actions are having legislation passed to take away them privileges, a little here, a little there. Some of you claim that you're for the police state, against it, excuse me. Well, not really, it's for the police state. But some of you that claim that you're against the police state and the Hulk Hogan New World Order, use the government against your fucking fellow countrymen. You're fucking traitors, man. Some of you are clear and evident traitors. Some of you are closet traders. Not stock market traders. You're traitors, like Benedict Arnold's. You're not doing a damn thing to make this country experience more freedom. You're actually getting the shit taken away. So that gives me this view of that. Are you guys aware of what you're doing? Or are you just so damn stupid that you don't see what you're doing? Or if you're not stupid and unaware, you're doing it for a purpose. And maybe you're doing it for Big Daddy. It's only two fucking questions that are there. Either you're too goddamn stupid to realize what you're doing, or you're doing it for Big Daddy. There's only two fucking reasons there. There's only two options, excuse me. Two options. You're either too goddamn stupid, or you're doing it because you're part of it. Which is it? And I would lean towards you're part of it because you're a fucking traitor. There's no way in the world that there's so many of you that are so goddamn stupid that you would do this shit. No. There's no way in the world that you're that fucking stupid. Not that many of you. I could say, yeah, maybe one or two of you out of the big old group of fucktards you are would be that stupid. But there's no way that you're all that goddamn stupid. So it only leads me to believe that you're all doing it because you're government agents. And some of you might not really know that you're government agents, but you're doing exactly what a government agent would do. That's why you're still allowed to do it. And you're just thinking that your ego, you're so cool. You're so allowed. Everybody loves you on the internet. No, you're a bunch of fucking retards. I know. I talk a lot of shit and I alienate myself from all of you on YouTube. Right. Okay. It's all right. I'm a loner. I'm okay with being excommunicated from any group. I'm all right with that. What's up, Paula? Good to see you. Hope you got my response to my email. But nonetheless, I think all you fucktards out here, you're doing this shit on purpose. You want to destroy the fabric of freedom, the idea of what little bit of freedom that there is in this country. You're literally destroying it and pretending I'm fucking supporting it. I'm a First Amendment supporter. And then you go, you're an idiot, Bad Apple Media. You don't see what we're doing. You're the one who's against us. Well, yeah, I am against you because you're destroying the First Amendment. You're fucking destroying it. You're not going to do it overnight. There's not going to be any, amendments to the First Amendment overnight. But when you create enough case law in the district courts, the federal branches, the first through the fucking ninth circuits, you create enough case law on the state level. That's all you need to do. And then when eventually some case is going to go to the Supreme Court, many have already. And then when that one case goes to the Supreme Court, you're like Chili DeCastro, all you fucktards that support delete laws, that Chili DeCastro, that Jose Maria de fucking Castro retard. You think that guy's a freedom fighter and he supports the First Amendment? Because he's passing out trifolds, charging you for them? Because he's creating some sort of game? Because he puts all of the information of the Constitution on a wall in a building somewhere? You think Chili DeCastro is fighting for your fucking rights? You might as well go smoke fucking crack in an abandoned building until you fucking kill yourself. What's the difference? I don't know about no lockdowns, but I won't be participating in them. I don't participate in what Big Daddy tells me to do. That's why I am an enemy of the state. Because I'll tell Big Daddy to go fuck themselves. And if everybody told Big Daddy to go fuck themselves, they wouldn't even talk about lockdowns. I wouldn't even know what you're talking about with lockdowns. I don't watch mainstream media. I don't absorb that shit. I don't know anything about anything. I couldn't tell you how many servicemen have died in this Iran World War III bullshit. I don't know. I don't care. No offense. I'm not particularly attacking anybody's words. I'm just saying I personally don't give two fucks about the government. I ignore them like they don't exist. And if everybody ignored them like they don't exist, they wouldn't exist. And if this was happening all around the planet, all over the planet, if the people told their overlords to go fuck themselves, what would they do? If any of you don't know anything about what the Polish did, you know, there's a lot of jokes out there in the world about how dumb the Polacks are. Them dumb Polacks. How many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know. How many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb? 10. 1 to hold the light bulb and 9 to turn the ladder. Right? Yeah. Joke. Polacks are so dumb. But you know what? During World War II, when the Polish government decided to tell their citizens, their people, what they could and couldn't do, you know what the Polish people did? They ignored the government like they didn't exist. They just kept doing what it is that they did without going, oh my God, Big Daddy, my governor says I got to put on a mask and I have to go outside and I got to stay home to stop the curve. No, the Polish people said, huh? What? Is there somebody talking? I don't hear you. Just imagine that you're in a room with 1,000 people. Just imagine you're in a room with 1,000 fucking people. And some dude come in wearing a hat that said, Governor. And he had a bullhorn and he come in and he said, everybody in this room, I'm Governor Barabalino. And I say that I want to keep you all safe and you all need to wear this mask for 2 weeks. And everybody looked over. They're all having, time of their day. They're just minding their own business, and they all stop what they're doing for a hot second, and they look over and they go, "What's that fucking guy just saying over here? What? Wear a mask? What? Hey, shut the fuck up!" And then they just ignore. They turn their back to him and go back to doing what they were doing. And then the governor would go, "Seriously, I told you all that you have to wear a mask because I'm here to protect you." And then everybody just kept doing what they're doing. And the governor would be like, "Whoa, why are you going to listen to me? Hey, I'm talking to you people." And then you just ignore them. Eventually, the governor is going to get upset. He's going to check the battery in his bullhorn and say, "Is this thing on? Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey." And then he's going to leave and he's going to go to his lieutenant governor and go, "Well, I don't know. I just went into that building over there. There was 1,000 people in there, and I told them all they got to wear masks, and they just looked at me like I was stupid, and they didn't do it. What are we going to do about it?" And the governor and the lieutenant governor go, "I don't know. Well, maybe we should get our law enforcers to go and tell them that they got to wear masks because we want to keep them safe." So same party, same building with 1,000 people in there, or maybe now there's 2,000 people in there. And then here comes the governor. "All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was just here last week, and I told you all that you need to mask up because I'm concerned about your safety to stop the spread of whatever it is. And here are my enforcers to tell you that you're going to wear a mask." And then Big Daddy's enforcers come in, and they're like, "Y'all better put these masks on because Big Daddy told you to do it." And then y'all just turn your back on them like they don't exist. What are they going to do? Not a motherfucking thing. Do you understand? Stop telling these people that they have authority over you by going and voting. Stop acting as if they exist. Because they don't. They don't exist. It's not the way that I deal with the government. And hold on, I'm typing something out. So I just wanted to make that point to y'all about ignoring Big Daddy. Ignore him. Just ignore him. That's all you got to do. You understand? Big Daddy doesn't have no say in your life. They have no say in anything unless you give them the authority over you. I don't give these people the authority. I laugh at them. I seriously have nothing but disdain for government. I'm open to and willing to accept legitimate de jure governance, but I do not want, desire, or have any patience or any willingness to participate in a de facto government until all of the masses figure out the difference. Then you're all going to be subject to lockdowns and control and laws, man-made laws. You know what man made the laws that I want to adhere to? God Almighty and the 10 Commandments. That's all you need. That's all you need. And you need a little bit of moral turpitude. That'll go a long way. The problem is there's too many of you that are out here that don't have any morals. Your moral compass has been destroyed. And once you understand or you comprehend that your moral compass has been destroyed, maybe it's you who needs to go to a re-education camp or a facility to teach you how to be morally responsible in your daily existence. It's you immorally bankrupt. You're immoral, bankrupt human beings that make this world the shitty place that it is, and for the need to have people trying to control other people. I personally don't need anybody to control me because I know right from wrong. Many of you will disagree with that and go, well, Bad Apple Media, you don't know the right from wrong. Tell somebody you're going to beat them up on the internet. Did I go and beat them up? No. Should I go and beat them up? Fuck yeah. Before the internet and that report button, you talk shit, you call somebody a traitor, call somebody a sellout, and you do it over and over again, and you said that in person, you get your fucking mouth punched in. But nowadays, you got the internet, and you got you pussies hiding behind that keyboard. You warriors. You wouldn't know what to do with somebody standing in front of you. Ain't got the courage to fucking say the shit to them, to their face, that you say on the internet. And most of you go, well, you Bad Apple Media, you wouldn't either. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? I bet you I would. You goddamn right, I guarantee you I would. It's you pussies, you cowards, who do what you do. You immorally fucking bankrupt. You morally bankrupt. You're immoral. You're morally bankrupt. You pussies who hide behind the word of God. You hide behind all kinds of bullshit to justify your terrible fucking character. Most of you people on the internet are so narcissistic, it's oozing from your pores and you don't even see it. You go into the panels that are out here and you're listening to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fucking narcissists all in a fucking group arguing with each other. It's like, holy fucking circle jerk from hell. These people don't even have a clue that one's accusing the other of being a narcissist when they're all exactly the same. Ain't none of you fuckers are any different than the other. These idiots are running fucking rampant on the internet, and you people, you support this shit. You go and you watch it. Are you watching it for entertainment value? What is it that you people are getting out of these nitwit motherfuckers on the internet? What is it that you're getting out of it? If you're getting something, I guess, who am I to tell you to not get something out of it? But me personally, I told everybody when the time comes and I have the ability to part ways with you fucking demonic motherfuckers, you narcissistic mental retards, I'm going to go the other way. And that's pretty much what I've done, even though some of this is like a train wreck. You just can't drive by a train that's wrecked without turning your head and taking a fucking look. You can't. Ain't no way, I do it every day. No. Sometimes I go, gee, I wonder what the train wrecks look like today. Let me go and get a good look at this mess. And I go and watch the mess, and I'm like, holy fuck. These fucking people. The narcissistic destruction of, you're a narcissist. No, you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. No, you're a narcissist. It's fucking insane, man. It's insanity. I just find it quite entertaining when I go and I see a few people out of the group who, in my opinion, in my opinion, they give these few people on the internet reason to keep people coming. Because if it wasn't for a few people, I'll tell you what, I fall asleep. I fall asleep watching it. I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. I got to turn this off. This is fucking knocking me out. The same bullshit over and over again. It never ends. It's fucking insane. I think you're right, Paula. I don't disagree with you. The best time that you can have is to unsub and go mostly dark. Grayman is zero think. Is that a think or zero think? Tariq, we have your boy Snafu, Paul Enslaved, them pathetic fucking Thorpes, and the rest of them. They're all just as bad as the rest. It's not one or the other. Some are just a little more entertaining than the rest. If the entertaining is the word that more laughable is what I listen to these fucking idiots. You nigger, you faggot. And I listen to that and I'm like, oh my God, this is gold, because then you watch Jack Talcott sit there and fucking start rolling his shoulders and turning his head. And he doesn't know what to say. He's speechless, and he says, I don't like you. You're not welcome here. And the next day they're back. Or 5 minutes later they're back. And then so he's got to incorporate the old Paul Enslaved to moderate. This is Jack Talcott, a guy who thinks that he can stop fucking wars with international fucking corporations known as governments. But he can't even moderate the fucking narcissistic assholes. You understand the level of narcissism that you have to be in government and politics and in these positions within these government, aka corporations? Do you know the level of narcissism that is flowing through these human beings? And you can't even get Jack Fucktard Talcott to maintain some sort of reasonable decorum between a handful of narcissists that he allows on his panel day in and day out. Nobody believes for 1 second that Jack Talcott's ever going to do that, but Jack Talcott. How fucking delusional can one person be? I don't know. I'm not trying to get on a rant with the old panel fucking curse, but you motherfuckers in the panel curse, you're a very, very tight-knit group of sociopaths. If you guys knew anything about psychology and you were to step outside of your little world, you're floating around in your universe in your cosmonaut fucking costumes and sucking on the fucking the fart gas from all the rest of you guys, you would go, holy shit, I actually support and fucking follow this, and it's this insanity. But no, you guys don't do that. Hell, you had that fucking retard, what's his name, Lou Bass. He's so narcissistic and so shallow and self-centered. He actually believes that some new woman that he's driving around in his vehicle wants to listen to him have a verbal disagreements with other retards on the internet. And then gets her involved. And it's like, holy fuck, man. This dude can't remove himself away from the internet and the Talcott show for more than an hour while he's with some woman that he's trying to date. Holy fucking retard, man. Holy fucking retard. Well, you know something there, Tariq? I think it's quite fascinating and interesting to witness the flock of narcissists that join the Talcott experience. It's an unbelievable experience for me to view this and to watch it and say, holy fuck, do these people don't even know what they're doing? And they, but I'm unhinged. I'm a crazed lunatic. I'm a sour apple. I'm a bad apple. I'm a rotten apple. I'm a crab apple. I'm a sad apple. I'm all of these things. And I laugh my ass off whenever I see these few wild cards come into the old Talcott show and set him fucking nuts day in and day out. They're not necessarily setting him nuts, because they're all the same. There's no distinguishing difference. One's just a little more wild than the other one, but they're all from the same narcissist camp. I'm extremely dangerous. I came and knocked on your fucking door, Tariq. I'm extremely dangerous. I'm extremely dangerous to your democracy. 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 Oh, yeah. I laugh. I cry. I kiss my internet connection goodbye. So, anywho, I've had enough of this for one day. This is kind of why I disappear for a week or 2 weeks at a time. Because there's really no rhyme or no reason to all of this. No businessman. You're going to have to come back another day. I've been on here 3 hours and 3 minutes, and I've asked for some of you to show up 3 hours ago. I'm not staying on here. It's 2:38 in the morning here, Eastern Michigan Standard Time. And I got to go to bed because I got to get up and do things tomorrow morning. And I'm going to stay up here all damn night. Okay, well, I apologize. I just saw you. So subscribe and like and hit the notification bell and get all my notifications. And then when I go live, you can join in early and we can have a conversation. Well, hello. I thought you'd say whole. I know you meant hello. Just joking. Enjoy. Oh, there's no. I'm not enjoying the Panelverse. I'm not a part of it. I was drug into it because of a narcissistic fucking psychopath named Snafu Snaps, who thought that he was going to use the police state against me, even though he's so against the police state and the New World Order minus Hulk Hogan. But it's because he's a part of it. He's Agent Sims. Ain't that right, Agent Sims? Thought he was going to get me into some shit other than cost me some money, you motherfucker. Pussy. Pussy boy. Little lady boy pussy. That's right, you little lady boy pussy. So, maybe next time, businessman 436, you can show up, or maybe Paula, if she would like to come in and chit-chat the next time. Or maybe you, Browns boy. Maybe you're not so tired next time. Or maybe even you, Tariq. Maybe you could show up on my panel and we could have a discussion. And you could tell me how you really feel. Do you need to pay for StreamYard to share video? Well, this is on my YouTube channel called Bad Apple Media. Subscribe to my channel, Bad Apple Media. You hit that little curved arrow there, and you can share it all you like. So, until then, until the next time I decide to go live, which could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be 3 months from now. I don't know. Just depends if I get a wild hair up my ass. And I feel like talking about something. So, I'm not going to run down all your names, but I'll say goodnight to Lynette and Running with Scissors and Paulinets and Businessman and Goblin. Even you, Tariq, I'll say goodnight to you. Look at that. And the rest of you that are in here. All you lurkers. Goodnight, Snafu Snaps. You little ladyboy bitch. Goodnight, Browns boy. I should, one of these days, I swear, I'm going to get all my shit together and I'm going to do my old, goodnight, John boy. Goodnight, Browns boy. Goodnight, Goblin. Goodnight, Lynette. I'll have different versions for when I see certain people in the chat, and it'll address all of those that were in the chat. Different versions of it. That'd be pretty funny if you ask me. Yeah, if you ask me. But you don't have to ask me. Just take my word for it. So until the next time, I'm out of here. We're going to have to go. I got to get my booty sleep. I'm one ugly son of a bitch, despite what some people think. So until then, go fuck yourself. Or not. Peace out.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs a antiseptic. Ain't no